negotiations within, and I quote, the next few days. Then Roger Federer, like you've never seen him before. Portuguese master chocolatier Jorge Cardoso has created a life-size chocolate statue of the Swiss tennis maestro Roger Federer. The creation, a tribute to the legendary tennis player, has been on display in the artisan's Rue de la Sonne boutique in Freiburg, Switzerland, since the weekend. Cardoso, who was crowned world champion in chocolate art in 2018, says the creation weighs some 100 kilograms plus 15 kilograms more than Federer, but it is still 1.85 meters tall, now the same height as Federer. He added that it took him some 250 hours of work to recreate the facial features of one of the world's greatest sports stars. Asked if it was worth his effort, the chocolatier proudly answered, absolutely. It was an absolute pleasure to honor a player of his magnitude in this way for all to enjoy. Roger Federer's aura and adoration from fans indeed remains high, and in this instance, quite tasty too. On that note, that is where I leave your 6 o'clock news headlines. We will be back on the top of the hour. Graham is standing by with a first look at the sports.
Thank you so much, Jamie. While we all sit and consider which piece of Roger Federer we're going to eat first, let's get into our sporting headlines for this morning. And of course, I think we expected this to be coming at some stage. The latest on the footballing front, Russian football clubs and national teams have now all been suspended from all competitions. That's by FIFA and UEFA after the country's invasion of Ukraine. The world and European football governing bodies said they would be banned until further notice. And it means the Russian men's team will not play their World Cup playoff matches next month, and the women's team have been banned from the summer's Euro 2022 competition. And Spartak Moscow have also been kicked out of the Europa League, and their last 16 opponents, RB Leipzig, will advance to the quarterfinals as a result. So UEFA have also ended its sponsorship with Russian energy giant Gazprom, and one thinks this is probably just the beginning. And we stay with footballing news. Premier League strugglers Leeds have named American Jesse March as their new manager as of Monday this week. So a day after sacking Marcelo Bielsa, the 48-year-old former RB Leipzig boss arrives with Leeds, sitting just 2 points above the relegation zone. The club said March had been appointed pending international clearance on a deal running up until June of 2025, and that he would take charge for Saturday's league game up against Leicester. So March was dismissed by Leipzig in December after a disappointing 5-month spell with the Bundesliga club, but had taken Red Bull Salzburg to the Austrian League and Cup double in both 2020 and 2021 to prove his credentials. Then on to rugby news. Perhaps people were watching our show yesterday, but it seems that close on 60,000 tickets have been snapped up as sales opened for the Rugby World Cup Sevens 2022 tournament. That takes place, of course, in Cape Town from the 9th to the 11th of September this year. South Africa Rugby announced this yesterday, that tickets had virtually flown off Ticketmaster's cyber shelves, if you will, with 23,247 tickets sold in the first hour alone. This, according to CEO of SA Rugby, Yuri Roo. He said they are very grateful for this amazing support, and it does underline the hunger of South Africans, as well as rugby supporters from around the world, to attend live events after nearly 2 very tough years. Now, supporters wishing to attend the first Rugby World Cup in South Africa in 27 years can still get your hands on tickets by visiting rwc7s.com, rwc7s.com. And then the biggest news on the golfing front, undoubtedly, Zach Johnson has been named as captain for the United States Ryder Cup team. That's up against Europe in Rome in 2023, as they look to end a run of 30 years without an away victory. So he was a vice captain to Steve Stricker, who led the US to a record 19-9 win. That was in Whistling Straits last September. Two-time major winner Johnson, who's now 46, has played in 5 Ryder Cups, losing 4 and winning his final one back in 2016. The 44th edition of the biennial event will be held in Italy's Marco Simone Golf Club, and that's from the 29th of September to the 1st of October. Well, if you missed any of those details, don't worry, don't fret. We'll do them all over again on the top of the hour. Right now, though, let's set the tone, connect with our weather team, and of course, take a look at some of your beautiful sunrise pictures.
Thanks a lot, G. Let's take a peek at the weather, and starting off with the SA Weather Service. Just last night, they issued a level 2 warning for severe thunderstorms with heavy downpours, strong winds and damaging winds as well, and excessive lightning over the western parts of KwaZulu-Natal and the Eastern Cape for today. The Weather Service said this could result in localized flooding of susceptible roads, low-lying areas and bridges, as well as localized damage to infrastructure and vehicles. Meanwhile, in Gauteng, motorists were yesterday urged to be extra vigilant on roads following heavy downpours in the province. The Johannesburg Emergency Services urged all motorists to extend following distances and drive with caution. Also, try and avoid crossing areas which may be flooded. The Tshwane Emergency Services said it would be on high alert following a thunder shower warning by the Weather Service as well. Now, from weather news to sunrise views, we kickstart our morning with a spectacular sunrise from Dr. Maiswa all the way from Eswatini. She captured a beautiful shot of the sun rising in the distance. Then switching provinces, Gregory Noble captured a beautiful view of the mountain in George at the break of dusk. Truly breathtaking. Keep it coming on the Expresso Facebook page as we take a peek at the temperatures you can expect today. And Polokwane, we'll start with you. As always, you wake up to 18 degrees Celsius, up to 27. Thunder showers expected in your area. As mentioned earlier, Bombela, you can expect 20. You rise to 30 degrees Celsius with a 55% chance of thunderstorms. Pretoria, 17, up to 27 today. A 57% chance of thunder showers for you. Johannesburg, same situation. Thunder showers, 24 is your high from a low of 15. Mahikeng, you top at 29 from a low of 17. Klerksdorp, 16 up to 28 degrees Celsius. You got some sun, but with a bit of thunderstorm as well. Kimberley, shining bright like a diamond as always, 31 degrees Celsius from a low of 16. Bloemfontein, 14 to 29. Richards Bay, 22 to 30 with an 82% chance of showers for you. Pietermaritzburg, 16 jumping up to 29 degrees Celsius. Durban, 23 up to 30. Mthatha, one better, 31 as your maximum from a low of 17. East London, you wake up to 21 degrees Celsius today and you rise up to 28 this afternoon. Cradock looking quite warm with a 34-degree high from a low of 16. Gqeberha, 19 to 27. You got partly sunny conditions. George, 18 up to 25 for you. Cape Town, 18 to a nice chilled 24 degrees Celsius. Worcester, 14 to 31. Sutherland, 6 is how you wake up to 28 a little bit later. And then Uppington showing off again, 16, rising to 36 degrees Celsius. That's a wrap-up of your weather news, as well as sunrise views and temperatures as well, as we take a quick peek at these two gorgeous faces on a gorgeous couch.
Oh, please.
I'm getting quite emotional.
Don't. Why, G? Okay.
It's been a long journey. It's been a long road, okay, but it's time. I think the warning signs have been there. Okay, friends have been talking to me, letting me know, and sometimes you've got to listen to your friends. I deserve better. I deserve better and more support than my current lounge suite is giving me. It's time to break up, and maybe the time is right for you as well.
Guess what, Mzansi? We know that you deserve better, just like G, because you deserve a Gomer. Because not only does Gomer produce lounge suites that last, but they also offer a variety of styles to suit your tastes and needs. Yes, they're ticking off all your boxes. That is why we say Gomer is for life.
Hey, and we've had some testimonials come through that it really is. Like, once you get one, you don't need to replace it. But we might just replace yours. And that's why we are saying it's time for you to possibly break up with that old couch. So let's take a look at some of the comments we have received from you guys as our entries into this competition, and they've been good.
Oh, this one comes from Alison de Villiers. Johannesson says, this was our first couch we purchased when my hubby and I bought our house in 2013 and has served its purpose so much that a blanket has to cover its cracks, so we desperately need a beautiful upgrade.
We've been there. I've got a throw blanket that I'm just like, there we go. I feel you, man. She sent a picture just to reinforce
Alison, it's time. I don't know, but
I'm going to say that your relationship is borderline, like, destructive, okay? You're not, it's not healthy being in that kind of relationship with a couch, okay? Thea Lennox had this to say. She says, I would love a Gomer couch and have it as the centerpiece in my flat. My old one is covered with throws to hide all the damage. Yeah, but...
Also, why do
my word.
Oh, at least you have
Gotta
two
get
cute
bigger
little
dogs.
pups
If you're
there.
trying to hide things on your couch, you've got to get bigger dogs. Okay?
But a throw has saved so many people's relationships with their couches. They're just like, oh, we're going to replace it, and they never do.
The problem is I've got so many scatter cushions now, there's no couch left to sit on. It's just cushions.
Just sitting here.
It's like one of those ball pits that you get into as a kid. Absolutely love all of the entrants that we've had. Clearly, the need is real, and we identify with you guys. And as soon as we have our winner, we will announce it on the show. So please stay tuned, because one person is going to be winning big.
And they're going to be breaking up with their old couch. So follow Gomer on the Instagram page at @Gomer_SA and Facebook page Gomer to find out more about the various top quality lounge suites on offer. And guess what? You deserve better. You deserve so much better.
I do.
And
I do. I deserve better.
Hey, don't cry now.
Upstyle your home with Expresso, as 3 lucky viewers like you stand a chance to win game vouchers to the value of 25,000 Rand for a room improvement of your very own.
To enter, all you have to do is post a photo of the space you want to revamp on Expresso's Facebook or Twitter competition post, and remember to use the hashtag #GotGame in your entry.
The competition is closing on the 22nd of March 2022, and all the terms and conditions apply. Good luck.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, welcome back, Mzansi. You're still locked in, and we've got something special for you right now. So we're talking about research statistics which keep revealing that money is not the primary motivator that keeps people in their jobs. Well, this morning we are chatting to Nikki Bush, our human potential and parenting expert, about the concept of happy juice at work. Nikki, how are you doing this morning?
I am well, thank you.
Listen, I don't know if I'm running off it or not. It feels like it might be flowing through me, but I don't exactly know what it is. So I'm going to ask you straight up, what on earth is happy juice, and why is it so important?
So, happiness at work is serious business today. And I think if there's something that the pandemic has really brought home to us, it's that we are not 2 or 3 different people in our lives. We are one integrated person with many avenues of self-expression. One of them is at home, another is in our relationship with our, special partner. Another form of self-expression is work. And if we're unhappy in one area of our lives, it usually spills over into the other areas of our lives. So happy juice, the concept of happy juice, is actually knowing where you're at in the happy juice barometer. In terms of your life, and that is about multiple areas of your life as well.
Okay, you are definitely making me thirsty, for lack of a better word, but exactly what is this barometer you speak of, and how exactly can viewers maybe do a quick test of their own levels of happy juice?
Right, so this is called the RSVP formula, and it stands for reward, satisfaction, value, and progression. So if you write those things down and you quickly give yourself a test, out of 10, 10 being the most satisfied, in terms of reward, it's your salary, it's what you're being paid, it's what your clients are paying you if you run your own business. Are you satisfied with what you are earning for the value that you are bringing? And then satisfaction, the S in RSVP, is different to the word success. Success for me is like an outcome, and satisfaction is the feeling that goes with it. So that feeling of deep satisfaction of a job well done, or a relationship that's going really well. And then the V is for valued. How valued are you? Are you being affirmed? Does the team you're working in, or does your boss value you, acknowledge you, validate you? A lot of what keeps people in their job is this very specific thing we're talking about now, being valued and affirmed, being seen, so to speak. Because if you feel invisible, I promise you, you are going to jump ship. If you are running a team right now, and if you think that one of your team members is feeling invisible, they are the people you really need to look after right now, and you need to make sure they feel seen. And then the P is for progression. Are you feeling a sense of being able to advance and grow in your role at work, in your job, in your career right now? And if you get fairly high scores for reward, satisfaction, value, and progression, you are most likely pretty happy in your job and are going to stay for some time. The minute some of those things start dipping, you're going to start looking around.
All right, I'm starting to get a hang of this. It's starting to make sense, and I love the fact that you're answering something which relates specifically to us. But now, let me maybe throw a different conundrum at you. For someone who is an employer or is maybe managing a team at work, how can they maybe assist, or how can they keep the happy juice flowing within their entire team?
Yes, so team dynamics are always tricky, but actually managing team dynamics should not be rocket science. If you're running a team, use this very barometer that I'm talking about, the Happy Juice barometer with the RSVP formula, and literally in 2 minutes, you can assess each person in your team according to the criteria of reward, satisfaction, value, and progression. And you will very quickly see who needs your attention right now, who needs to feel differently in their role. And if they don't, they're going to go off the boil. And there is a shortage of good people and good skills out there. And so we need to look after our people. And it's not to say you must create a bed of roses and you must do their job for them. Absolutely not. But people want to feel a sense of mastery in their life. They want to feel a sense of control of their own destiny. And I think when it comes to managing a team, ask yourself, how scared are my people of me? Because if you rule by fear, top-down command and control is a very old style of management, then you'll probably find that the happiness index is a bit low.
Oh, Nikki, I'm loving the conversation, and of course it will be continuing in just a bit. Don't go anywhere. Nikki Bush is going to be with us and hopefully sending our Happy Juice barometer into full tilt.
Stick around for that conversation. But now, very seriously, this is my question to you, Mzansi. Have you ever tried on a pair of jean leggings? Have you? Well, they fit like leggings, but they actually looks like denim. They are perfection. Now, today, I'm going to wear a pair of high-rise jean leggings from Woolworths. They're made from sustainably sourced cotton with an extra added stretch for ease and comfort. Again, perfection at its best. But of course, I can't do this on my own. I need you at home to help me choose between two colors. So option number one is right over my left over here. It is this beautiful pink high-rise jean leggings. They're very feminine and give me a sense of calmness. So that's option number one. Then option number two over there is the green high-rise jean leggings, which are very trendy at the moment. It's also very versatile, so you can either dress it up or dress it down. You can play around with it. But again, it is not up to me. It is up to you at home, Mzansi. So which one will it be for this Tuesday? Will it be the pink one, or will it be the green one? It's not up to me, it's up to you. So head on over to the Expresso social media pages to vote for your favorite jean leggings by commenting on the poll post. Remember to include that hashtag styled by Woolies. And of course, I'll be wearing the winning one for the duration of the show. Do the right thing, Mzansi, and use that hashtag styled by Woolies.
Show.
All right, Mzansi, we're back again, continuing an exceptional conversation. And surprise, surprise, money is not the primary motivator for people staying in their jobs. Well, exactly what is? We're going to answer that question right now. And how can we better access our current work situations? Well, for that, we are joined by our human potential and parenting expert, Nikki Bush, in the building. Nikki, we were having an exceptional conversation earlier, but I wanted to just recap on your concept of Happy Juice. Maybe some of the viewers have just tuned in. Talk to me about it once again, if you can.
So Happy Juice really is our measurement of the happiness index, okay? Our happiness index, if we're an individual, and if you're running a team, managing a team, what is the happiness index of each person in your team right now? And I spoke about using the RSVP formula as the happiness barometer. Check in very quickly on whether somebody in your team or whether you feel rewarded in your job. That's to do with the financial reward. And then we have satisfaction. How satisfied do we feel in our job? That's different to feeling successful, that feeling of satisfaction. How valued do we feel? Are we being acknowledged? Are we being validated? And are we actually feeling a sense of progression? Are we moving forward in our career, or are we marking time? So that's an important way to kind of summarize what Happy Juice is made up of.
And on top of that, just some great questions to actually ask yourself and check in with how you may be doing, which I absolutely love. But look, you're a specialist, right? And you've been doing this for a while. You're very experienced when it comes to businesses. Maybe we can ask a practical question, because there can be polarities to the situation. So for some, there are these key things that strengthen a team at work, creating Happy Juice. And then for others, there's these instances which weaken teams, draining that Happy Juice. What causes that polarity exactly?
This is such a great question, Raul. And I run Happy Juice workshops for teams, and I do two processes with them. And the one is what weakens a team. And it's an anonymous process where I'm able to tease stuff out of the team. And what comes up so often is that the team or members of the team don't feel like they know what the big picture is. What are they really working towards? How is their particular job contributing to this big picture? Another one that's coming up often is fear of communicating honestly. Fear of sharing their ideas because they fear being shot down, particularly in public, by their team leader, or maybe there is somebody in the team who is kind of insidiously controlling the conversation, so is quite threatening. So when I do anonymous processes, it's quite nice because the truth really does come out. And communication is the thing that comes up again and again and again. And so we really do need to improve how we communicate and become more courageous and create safe spaces for honest communication to happen. Because remember that communication is not just about speaking and listening, but it's also about teasing innovative and new ideas out of a team. And then you also asked what strengthens a team. And it actually is a mirror image, really, of communication, sharing that big picture, acknowledging the people in your team, understanding how you actually enable each other, and that there is power in belonging to a team. We can usually get way more done and do much more exciting stuff when we don't travel alone.
Nikki, you have been just a wealth of knowledge and a resource which I think we can all turn to when it comes to not only future-proofing ourselves, but maybe also our children too. So from our human potential and parenting expert, Nikki Bush, thank you so much for your incredible insights today. And of course, I think Mzansi is absolutely grateful too. And wishing you nothing but magic for the rest of the day. And of course, Happy Juice.
Thanks, Raul. And I think what's important to remember with Happy Juice is it's about keeping the human in the middle.
Absolutely love it. Well, you go out there and go achieve your potential.
So we have Happy Juice at work, but what about a healthy recipe to get you in a happy mood?
Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares, adding joy and stretching our imagination. Elite quality, elite taste, elite texture.
Made with love by Clover.
A guaranteed happy mood comes with one beautiful dish, and that's pasta. We all have that one favorite dish. It's a beautiful salad for a braai, maybe even a midweek lunch. I mean, pasta serves to everybody. Now, sometimes it's best to stick to the classics, but with Clover cheese, you can give your pasta salad the elite quality, taste and texture we're about to show you with our creamy pesto and feta pasta salad. And of course, the two chefs are in studio with you. It's Graham and I, so wish us luck. All right?
Oh, is it us?
Yeah,
I thought you meant
we
someone
are
else.
the chefs,
Like actual
China.
chefs. No.
Let's go.
Oh, this is zhuzh.
It is very
zhuzh. It's a bit
I feel like this is what our food truck could look like.
Really?
Right? This
Hey?
is our food truck.
It's going to be 1.5 guys. What is our
One and a half men.
It's 1.5 men.
Food.
No, because this is kind of like a green goddessy inspired kind of vibe.
It is indeed.
We're going to call it the goddess, okay? Because she deserves it this morning.
Okay.
Are you going to be able to handle the heavy
I'm doing
machinery
everything
with
with
your
one
injury?
hand, my brother. I'm
Can you
doing
do
things
it?
one hand today. That's what I'm
Okay,
going
so this
for.
is where the magic is happening. What's
Yes.
going into this incredible sauce?
Okay,
buddy?
so basically, you know, you need that herbaceousness. So we're going to drop in a couple of different leaves over here.
Herbaceous,
Yes,
curvaceous.
herbaceous. Okay, so what we do have, we got some Italian parsley, we got some baby spinach, and we got some basil. And we're going to pop
Nice.
them all in, so you're going to get that beautiful Italian bit of basil over there. But at the same time, you've got all of this, the green, which is going to assist you in so many different things. I mean, spinach, come on now.
Baby
Calcium,
spinach, superfood.
calcium
Iron,
for
source of
days, etc.
vitamins.
It's going to be great. So we're going to pop that all in here. And then, of course, we're going to drop in some basil as well. And that's going to be perfect for the application that you need it for. I'm going to try and hold back on the basil because I think it can be super aromatic. And maybe
Yeah, I was
too
going to say,
aromatic.
it is very herbaceous. It's got a beautiful kick, but this says fresh to me.
Cashews.
Oh, wow, you're going to cash in with cashews.
Indeed. So texture is what we want. We're going to drop those in there as well.
Cool.
And then we got a clove of garlic that goes in there. Clover.
And interestingly enough,
Yeah.
I'll say that with 9 syllables, interestingly enough, you can use parsley to offset garlic. So if you've got a lot of garlic going on, just chow a bushel of parsley and it actually counteracts that,
I
eh?
think that's probably why like, the application was there anyway. And then obviously we've got a bit of parmesan we drop in just for a bit of extra around it. And then what I want to do is I want to drop in just a little bit of, just a touch of oil in there. And then
Save me a little glug of that oil.
I'm going to, don't worry, and everything's going to go in with a bit of water just to
Bit of moisture,
make sure.
cool.
And then we are good to go over here. And then we are going to give it a blitz and see what happens.
Oh, it's going to be
Your pan is good
spectacular,
to go.
man. It's going to be
Then-
green and it's going to be
then we're
beautiful.
going to be sorted. And then hold on. We're going to be...
Wait for it. Go,
there.
go. Right?
There we go. Told you. It's there.
There we go.
And then obviously with the moisture, you can add it in there. You can add a bit more oil as well.
moisture, I think,
and then we are
yeah.
sorted. So once we're done with this, we're going to go into that beautiful pan over there. Do you mind opening that for me?
Okay.
Thank you, my friend. Before I die.
Oh,
While you do that, Clover
There you
elite
go, my love.
cheese is perfectly crafted due to the 5-step crafting process to bring you cheese that is superior in quality, taste, and of course texture as well. You can use any of your favorite Clover elite cheese variants in this recipe, like adding tussers to the creamy pesto mix. And you can add a
very
protein
nice.
like chicken if you want to, because I think protein is quite cool. It keeps the muscles taut, Jana. That's how it goes.
Sweet,
You
but
got some more
sweet.
moisture in here for me, thank you. Can I have some more of that oil? I think I'm going to
You
drop
can grab
this
a
in
little
there,
bit
and
more
then we are going to
of that
get
guy.
a
Got
beautiful...
a really hot smoking pan, yeah?
I know, hey? Hot and smoky. And then once we sorted here, we are going to put this down over here with a touch of cream, and then the pasta's going to go in. You're going to blister those tomatoes, and we are going to be having fun today.
There we go. Look at the state of that. Beautiful.
Still want a little bit of texture in there.
Yeah, man, and then it's up to you how much of that banging herbaceous flavor you want in terms of your...
There we go.
That looks beautiful. Okay, so what I'm going to do first here is I'm going to introduce, as you quite rightly said...
Blister them.
Trying to burn my hands. Just want to blister these beautiful little cherry
Oh,
tomatoes.
listen to that sound. I love that
Oh,
sound.
they're
man.
popping and they're loving it. Oh,
And already the pan is
perfect, eh?
super hot, so you're
Look
getting
at
that
that.
color on that immediately. And then if you want to...
Gonna ming them all together. Then we're gonna put in our beautiful green sauce.
Okay, yeah, we did good. I think we clapped
cooking.
that. We clapped that. I think we did it justice. Thank
And
you.
there we go,
There
the
we go.
creaminess. Oh, I can smell that.
It smells so good. As I
the
mentioned,
herbs activating, dude. And then
Herbs,
just a
so
little
good.
touch of lemon. I'm gonna mix this through.
that's the
then
lemon,
there
the
is one
freshness.
last look at that. Beautiful.
and you know that lemon with that cream, for some reason, it actually adds a bit of body. I know, Chef Clem always
Completely.
talks about how that lemon, a bit of acid and dairy, what it does is that there's a bit of that buttermilk type of sensation, which makes it a little bit more creamy. And I think that freshness of the lemon does a double job there, which is always good.
It's got balance, it's got punch, and then it's up to you to add as much of your beautiful feta cheese as you want. I'm going to take a healthy little, what do you call that? An iceberg of feta cheese.
That's actually very good. What do you call? You call it a knob.
What's the collective of, of feta? And this, again, you can be as chunky, rustic, small as you like. Try not to throw it on the floor like I have.
There we go.
But that's looking absolutely beautiful. In fact, I'm going to use the other one. I'm going to use another iceberg of
Do it. Okay, while you do an iceberg of feta over there, you saw the entire recipe. If you missed out on any of the steps, there was blitzing, there was talking, but of course you need a bit of a recap, and we got that for you. Make sure you get all the ingredients on expressoshow.com.
Spectacular!
Beautiful. Bellissimo.
Made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day.
Hungry?
With bags. My dad has a certain way of doing things.
Dad, hoe gaan dit by die werk?
Our Monati connects the family with unlimited home fiber from $3.99 per month.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome
back to it. Yes, it is. Your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, live here on S3. It's a Tuesday morning, and we're choosing rocker. Work hard, play hard. Get up and make it happen. These are the words that today's featured artist lives by every single day. Honestly, Robin Ferguson, an award-winning rock guitar prodigy and an ambassador for South African women in rock, is in the house. Ferguson's tenacious, beyond measure, having created 5 EPs in only 24 months, which is unheard of despite the COVID-19 pandemic and, of course, all of her personal health setbacks as well. Let's take a look at her song Ocean, and then you will know why she's gotta be the girl whose name you remember. Come on, you want to take in all of the elements? Robin, good morning. Ocean born, my word. How you doing?
Good, thanks, and you?
So good. It's so good to have you here. The energy at this time of the morning obviously is absolutely unusual, but certainly welcome on any day.
Thank you.
What a year you've had, 2021, 2020, from winning awards straight into sort of like being set back by all of the circumstances. How did you survive?
Just a positive mindset, I think, going into it and knowing that I have a purpose on the planet, and that's to make awesome art and music, and I just want to run with that, and nothing's going to stop that. So, yeah, I think just keep pushing forward.
And what a time you've had, because one of the things I've heard you say is that you found that during the pandemic, you sort of had to step back and zone into yourself and into your craft and find inspiration in that way. Was that a difficult process for you creatively?
Absolutely, because you have to take a lot of self-reflection, and the pandemic forced me to stick into one place and be isolated in my home and spend a lot of time with my own thoughts, my own enemies, my own demons, so to speak, and to deal with that and to find a way to channel it into something that would be positive. Otherwise, it would just destroy me, and I would feel super depressed and just not be around anymore here. So to channel that all into something that would be positive for myself and an outlet for myself. It was very difficult, but I found it to be quite uplifting. And like once you face your challenges and your demons and you slay them, then it's just good sailing after that.
And it's such an important approach, right? Especially because today we're focusing on mental health and looking at how we're able to sort of zone out of our challenges and find people that become our outlets during difficult times. Did you have a structure like that? Who is the person or the sort of structure for you that you turn to during difficult times?
I think a lot of it was my family and like my partner. I think a lot of it also was just channeling it straight into my creative art. So just picking up my instrument, the thing that I feel that's part of me, and just putting it straight into all of that, just every moment, every thing. And then, just having great support of family and,
Do you sometimes ever feel like, you've got lots of pressure having to represent an entire industry, but specifically women in your sort of genre of music?
Absolutely. It's crazy. There's so much pressure. I mean, even right now today as we're sitting here, there's a lot of pressure.
I can imagine.
But, I just want to encourage everybody to just try be themselves and to have a lot of fun and not take life too seriously, because it's very short. The pandemic's at least proven that. So if we can just have a good time and see that not everybody's out to get everybody else, and that if we all want to just push forward and be strong within our own selves and be positive within ourselves, we can actually really create something cool and grow together as a community.
Because we do better when we show up for one another, right?
Yeah, truly support each other. Yeah.
Your talent, I mean, it's incredible. It's seen you go outside of South Africa, flying the flag over here, over there, everywhere. What does that feel like for you?
It's a little insane. my dream has always been to play on the stages of the world, and it's not necessarily been physical all the time. It's been a lot of online stuff and like this, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it's been absolutely wild to be able to travel Africa and hopefully further. You know, it's going to be absolutely really cool. And just to be in that space with other people, creative minds, and meeting new people and just seeing things, like witnessing the world for what it is. It's amazing.
And connecting with different parts of the world in an interesting way. Okay. The year is still young. There's a lot, I'm sure, that you've got on, well, under your sleeves, somewhere there, or up your sleeves, rather. Well, there we are. Well, a lot, indeed, in more ways than one. What can we expect from Robin Ferguson in 2022?
There's a lot happening right now. If you check my socials, just after the show, 9 o'clock, there's going to be a cool announcement. With Kat and myself, we're doing something rad. There's going to be a secret performance at the end of the show.
Okay,
and then
Queen.
Something really cool happening on our socials. A lot of rad stuff, a lot of traveling, a lot of releases.
You heard it here first on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Rad stuff. A lot of rad stuff from Robin Ferguson. She's here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show performing throughout the morning, and you want to make sure that you are part of all that action. Rock, baby, rock.
Rad indeed. Now, our bodies are rad, and they're made to be different. And that is exactly what the RE collection of Woolworths embodies. Now, let's find out which jean leggings Jamie will be wearing today. And I can tell you that there are some comments around here. Now, there are so many comments through. We actually tallied it up. But let's take a look at the leggings. Of course, we got the beautiful green jeggings from Silane. Karen saying green. We also have Bals Dudula saying she will look good on number 2. So many great comments that have coming through. Of course, let's scan through. Deline, green. Vilma saying grey. Well, it's green. We know. Don't worry, Vilma. Sabrina, like the heels. I actually like her heels too with the look. It's actually awesome. And then Khalima saying we'd like to go green. Basically, it's just a whole green thing. So, Jamie Lee, if you don't mind, walking in gently. The winner is the beautiful.
I must wear today the green.
Green. We are in agreement that this is the one for that's Jamie Lee.
Here's the thing with both of these. You know, I love how comfortable these jean leggings are, and what I love most about Woolies jeans is the fact that they are made with future generations in mind. So they're using eco-friendly chemicals and processes. So not only are you looking good, but you're looking good for the environment. So, Mzansi, thank you.
Okay, you better get dressed,
Okay,
You better go gooi
with
quickly.
my heels.
That's right, with the heels. I love the heels.
I'm walking out of here.
If you like to find dinner with a difference, you can shop your favorite fit at Woolworths in-store, online, and on the app.
What's BetaGlucan? Hello, do you know what BetaGlucan is? What is BetaGlucan? No one knows what BetaGlucan is.
BetaGlucan is a natural fiber in jungle oats that helps lower cholesterol and keep hearts well.
Jungle, do life with heart.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. Your timing is superb. Why? Because it's all about amazing rewards and benefits right now. And that's when you experience Red. And as we have shown you how to do over the last couple of months, unlock more with Vodacom's Red plans.
And it's pretty simple, because the thing is, if you switch to Red between the 7th of Feb and the 6th of March, you would have unlocked a free rugby jersey. We've given them away. We've had so many people smiling around it. Which rugby jersey do you want? I've asked you this one before.
Yeah, right? Now I want an updated province one as well, but now because Sia's playing at the Sharks, I want so I want a Stormers one and I would like a Sharks one, and then because now I've got 2 as part of a set, I'm going to need another 2, so I wouldn't mind a Lions.
Okay, so you want them all?
Yeah, I want them all, basically.
You want each and every single one of them. It's insane.
Switch to Red and unlock a free rugby jersey. Get this.
Oh, beautiful. So you can also get access to the amazing Samsung Galaxy S21 FE 5G. Forget this, only 1,299 per month, 1,299 per month for 24 months. And that's on a 10 gig Red Core, more data plan. That really is unbelievable value.
It's insane. I mean, it's so cool because also, if you pre-order the Galaxy S22 or the S22 Plus now with Vodacom, you'll also receive a free Galaxy Buds Live. Samsung Galaxy Buds Live, they're valued at $2,999, which is absolutely incredible. So it's a huge deal, right?
I think it's a massive phone. Obviously, they're one of the biggest releases of the year in terms of the new tech that's out there. The cameras are insane. The buds are amazing. I think this is probably that one piece of technology that most people are lusting after right now.
No, true.
In terms of the 22, it's absolutely beautiful, but it comes with so many cool features built in. The one pen, incredible. So it's kind of like it brings the best of the Galaxy into this new phase. I love it.
And honestly, it really does fit in so perfectly with the Samsung ecosystem, the entire integrated experience. But now, Vodacom and Expresso, we really do want you to experience Red and unlock a free jersey by giving you the chance to win a Vodacom United Championship jersey. All you have to do is to go onto the competition post on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram page. Tell us, what do you love most about the Samsung Galaxy S22? Don't forget to use the hashtag #ExperienceRedUnlockMore.
And that competition closes on the 3rd of March at 10 a.m. sharp. So you better get on it right now, but you can find all the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com. Good luck.
Really want to
switch to Red and unlock a free rugby jersey. Get this great Samsung deal for only 1,299 Rand per month. Further together, Vodacom.
So that's a deal that rocks, but I can tell you what rocks even harder is our guest today. We've got a guitarist, a vocalist, and this is Robin Ferguson. Before she gets to her performance, I'd like to chat to you very quickly, Robin, because while you were tuning up on the guitar, I heard some inspiration. Like I'm thinking Avenged Sevenfold, Bullet for My Valentine coming out. Is that the vibe?
Maybe a bit heavier than that.
Ooh.
Maybe a bit more prog than that, yeah.
Drowning Pool?
No. Let's think
Slipknot? Oh, okay.
No, okay, maybe not that.
Okay, so I just because I remember all of that with the roar. However,
let's just think old school 80s shred.
Okay, that's better. That's better. Good old shred is fantastic.
With some new stuff.
Okay, I'm happy about that because I was worried. Because, you know, sometimes in the morning when somebody wakes up, they sound like a rock star. Have you noticed that? Immediately they woke up.
I sound like that all the time.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's why you're so good at what you do. And that's why we need to express ourselves on Expresso and, of course, get your talents. Now, for anybody who's worried about rock music so early in the morning, what would you like to say to them?
Wake up, man.
That's it. Wake up, man. It's Robin Ferguson on the Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is great. Wake up, man! Gee, well, that was absolutely incredible. Robin Ferguson. You know what, can I tell you, it's on everybody's bucket list to do a guitar solo. And I mean, I'm living vicariously through you. That was absolutely incredible. I know you're on all good streaming platforms as well. I just took a peek and all of the good stuff's on there, like Falling Forward and Grey, and even this, you know, this track is Grey as well. So you're going to be performing some others a little bit later, which I cannot wait for. And, you know, if you're a bit worried about rock music so early in the morning, as mentioned, wake up. We want to actually make you spill your muesli. That is our vibe today. And your Feel Good Breakfast Show, she'll be back on stage very, very soon. But, of course, now we have to just take a quick peek at the news from around the world, and Jamie Lee is standing by.
Thank you so much. 2 minutes before 7 o'clock, time to have another look at those news headlines. Starting on the local front, President Cyril Ramaphosa has appointed an advocate, Andrea Johnson, as the new head of the National Prosecuting Authority's Investigative Directorate. Johnson's appointment takes effect from today. Now, she succeeds Herman Cronje, who resigned in December. Johnson currently serves in the NPA task force, which is responsible for enforcing the recommendations of the State Hijacking Commission and prosecuting the culprits. Ramaphosa has appointed Navila Samaru as Director of Public Prosecutions in the Free State, Rachel Makari Sekolelo in the same position in Northwest, and Nicolette Bell in the Western Cape. Then staying on the local front, Gauteng Community Safety MEC Faith Mazibuko says there's a need to continuously conduct searches at schools as part of ensuring the safety of learners. She said this was one of the pleas from parents and educators during a school safety indaba held in Sebokeng on the Vaal. The meeting followed in the wake of incidents of bullying, gangsterism, break-ins, as well as incidents of violence against learners and educators at Gauteng schools. Mazibuko says there's much ill discipline at schools, adding that parents also need to play their part. Then looking to news on the international front, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has called on both Russia and Ukraine to guarantee access and safety of humanitarian aid personnel. He was speaking during a United Nations special emergency session to discuss Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Guterres said the UN is now working 24 hours, 7 days a week to scale up the delivery of life-saving support to people desperate for protection and shelter. He added that it was essential that the safety and security of UN and associated personnel in Ukraine were protected in accordance with international law. Then an Algerian state-owned company has indicated that it is ready to supply additional gas to the European Union in the event of a decline in gas supplies due to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Sonatrach's chief executive says unused capacity on the Transmed pipeline between Algeria and Italy could be used to replenish supplies. Algeria supplies some 11% of the gas that Europe imports, and America had earlier reached out to Algeria and other countries for alternative gas supplies in case the Russian invasion supply to Europe was disrupted. Then the Giorgio Armani dress worn by Meghan Markle during her sit-down interview with Oprah Winfrey in The Exclusive last year has just scooped an award for Dress of the Year by renowned British publication Dazed. The news was posted on Fashion Museum Bath's Instagram account. The museum said the Duchess chose the long black silk dress adorned with lotus flower embroidery because of the flower's symbolic association with rebirth, self-regeneration, and spiritual enlightenment, and its ability to flourish despite seemingly challenging conditions. Meanwhile, Meghan and her husband, Prince Harry, made a dazzling appearance at the National Association for the Advancement of Coloured People Image Awards during the weekend. They received the President's Award for their public service through their charity Archwell Foundation, and Meghan wore a Christopher John Rogers dress worth some 41,000 Rand. The bold cobalt blue dress featured an asymmetric neckline, body contouring fit, and thigh-high slit. She accessorized the look with diamond earrings, a Cartier love bracelet, and a gold cuff that belonged to the late Princess Diana, always rocking up in style. On that note, that is where we leave your 7 o'clock news headlines. We will be back on the top of the hour. Right now, it's time to have another look at the sports with Graham.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Well, it seems the war in the Ukraine is affecting all levels of life. Now, Russian football clubs and national teams have been suspended from all competitions by FIFA and UEFA. That was after the country's invasion of Ukraine. The world and European football governing bodies said they would be banned, and we quote, until further notice. It means the Russian men's team will not play their World Cup playoff matches next month, and the women's team have also been banned from this summer's Euro 2022 competition. And then Spartak Moscow have also been kicked out of the Europa League, and their last 16 opponents, RB Leipzig, will advance to the quarterfinals as a result. UEFA has also ended its sponsorship with Russian energy giant Gazprom. Then, staying with footballing news, Premier League strugglers Leeds have named American Jesse March as their new manager as of yesterday. That's just a day after sacking Marcelo Bielsa. So the 48-year-old former RB Leipzig boss arrives with Leeds sitting just 2 points above the relegation zone. And the club said March had been appointed pending international clearance on a deal running up until June 2025, and that he would take charge for Saturday's league game at Leicester. March was dismissed by Leipzig in December after a disappointing 5-month spell with the Bundesliga club, but he had taken Red Bull Salzburg to the Austrian League and Cup double in both 2020 and 2021 to prove his credentials. And then perhaps they were watching the show yesterday, but it seems, as we turn to rugby, that close to 60,000 tickets have been snapped up already as sales opened for the Rugby World Cup Sevens 2022 tournament. That, of course, taking place in Cape Town from the 9th to the 11th of September this year. Now, South African Rugby announced on Monday that tickets had virtually flown off Ticketmaster's cyber shelves, with 23,247 tickets exact to be sold in that first hour alone. And CEO of SA Rugby, Yuri Roo, said they are very grateful for this amazing support, and it definitely underlines the hunger of South Africans as well as rugby supporters from around the world to attend live events after 2 very tough years. Now, supporters wishing to attend the first Rugby World Cup in South Africa in some 27 years can still get your hands on tickets. You simply have to visit rwc7s.com. And then finally, we move on to golf. Zach Johnson will captain the United States Ryder Cup team, of course, against Europe in Rome in 2023 as they look to end a run of now 30 years with an out and away victory. He was vice-captain to Steve Stricker, who led the US to a record 99 win at Whistling Straits last September. And 2-time major winner Johnson, who's now 46, has played in 5 Ryder Cups, losing 4 and winning his final one back in 2016. The 44th edition of the biennial event will be held this year, or next year rather, at Italy's Marco Simone Golf Club, and that's from the 29th of September to the 1st of October. Well, that's where we leave our sporting headlines for this hour. We'll touch on those headlines again at 8. Let's right now bring you up to speed with the weather and take a look at some of your beautiful sunrise pictures.
Thank you very much, G-Man. A look at that 7 o'clock update on your weather. Now, extreme weather that has wreaked havoc across parts of Australia's east coast, claiming 8 lives with hundreds still trapped or missing, is now moving further south into New South Wales. And as the low moves south today, communities from the mid-north coast to the south coast, they're bracing for a deluge with some 150 millimeters of rain and winds of up to 90 kilometers per hour expected to hit. Now, more than 1 meter of rain has already fallen across parts of the southeast Queensland and northeast New South Wales in the past week, forcing thousands of families to evacuate. Now, the Weather Office has also advised people to prepare for what New South Wales Premier has called unprecedented weather. Extremely high winds and flooding are also forecast to hit Sydney over the next 48 hours, with 90 millimeters of rain expected today and tomorrow. And now, from that weather update to a look at some of your beautiful sunrise pictures, our regular photographer Nick Lombard sent us this incredible pink skyline. Look at that, all the way from the Northern Cape. He really does know how to capture these stunning views. Another one we got was from Wilma Liederman from Ezerfontein in the Western Cape, who sent in this stunning sunrise overlooking an incredible dam and captured the sun rising from behind the mountain. Take a look at that. Beautiful. You too can get your pictures through to us using that hashtag Expresso Show. And now we take a look at those temperatures across the country. Thunder showers expected out in Polokwane. 18 is your low today, reaching a high of 27. If you find yourself out in Mbombela today, your low is 20, peaking at 30 degrees with some thunderstorms over there as well. In Pretoria today, you can expect some sun and thunder showers, 57% at that. 17 is your low, reaching a high of 27, with Josie Mabone, Johannesburg at 15 and 24. Mahikeng comes in at 17 and a high of 29, with some sun with a thunderstorm expected out in Klerksdorp today. 16 is your low, reaching a high of 28, with Kimberley coming in at 16, peaking at 31. Sunny times for Bloemfontein today, 14, reaching a high of 29, with Richards Bay coming in with some cloud and showers, 82%. 22, that's your low, reaching a high of 30. Pietermaritzburg, you can expect a low of 16, reaching highs of 29. With the warmest place to be, Durban today, expecting clouds and thunderstorms. 23, that's your low, reaching a high of 30. Thunder showers are expected out in Mthatha as well today. 17, peaking at 31. Sun and clouds for East London, 21 and 28. That's your high. It's sunny out in Craddock, 16. That's your low, reaching a high of 34. And if you're out in Gqeberha, GQ, baby, partly sunny for you today. 19 is your low, reaching a high of 27. George, sunny times. 18, reaching a high of 25, with Cape Town coming in at 18 and 24. Sunny times for Worcester, 14, peaking at 31. And if you're out in Sutherland today, you can expect some sun and thunder showers at 40%. 6 is your low, reaching a high of 28. Last, certainly not least, Uppington, sunny times, 16, that's your low, reaching a high of 36. Well, it's a beautiful Tuesday morning. No matter what it looks like in your part of the country, choose to make it a feel-good type of day.
Thanks a lot, Uncle Tabzi. So we said we're going to focus on mental health today. It is vitally important. And we asked you a question, and that is, when you go through a difficult time, who do you turn to? And we want you to share, because I think that in sharing, it is part of the therapy. It's part of you actually acknowledging your circle, and you've had a lot of things to say. So thank you for that. Let's take a peek. Jamie Lee.
Chechofatso says, good morning, team. I turned to God and he blessed me with my little brother, Dude, being there for me since we lost our mother. Oh, that is beautiful.
And you know, thank you so much for sharing that. I think that's so important to share, and we really appreciate that. Natalie Swart saying, I turn to the Almighty, and if I need to vent, I vent. Like they say, when it's out, it's out, and I don't look back. My son had depression, and we would turn to his friends and sister, often talking to the Almighty. However, I guess some of us just can't get over it, like my son, who is unfortunately no longer. But can I just tell you, the vulnerability that you are showing, this is part and parcel of the process. We have a couple more comments for you as well.
Yes, we have Flubi Kazi saying, good morning, Expresso show. Hi, Jimmy. For me, I turn to God and do lots of house duties with loud music. That helps a lot. Yes, there's something about cleaning that's also very therapeutic. So maybe get yourself out there, just do something that fills your cup.
Indeed. So if I look over at Valdine, good morning, team. Hope you're good. I turn to God. I think there's a lot of religious connections over here when it comes to somebody to turn to, and I think that's powerful. There are a few more comments that I want to track through, just so you know you're not alone, not even close. So we've got Helen Temba saying, to my sister, always a good connection over there in the family as well.
And then Julia Buerta also saying God, because he's in control and our only hope. Yes, again, so many connections with God and just the Almighty. So again, do share that with us on our Expresso Morning Show Facebook. Who do you turn to when you're going through bad times? Again, this is your mental health checkpoint, and we want to make sure that you are doing good.
Indeed, and of course we got the SADAG helpline for you. It's 011-2344-837. Alternatively, you can go to the sadag.org.za if you need any resources to assist. Remember, your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we are family and we got your back.
Don't go to Umashonisa, uzozola. Do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money choices seriously? Join Nedbank today.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked. We've had a lot of light fun this morning. Now let's get serious for a moment. Mental illness or mental health disorders have not always been the most understood illnesses. Even now, with as much as we know, we still know very little. Now, a few examples of mental illnesses that we might know include depression, anxiety disorders, bipolar mood disorder, schizophrenia, eating disorders, and addictive behaviors.
So this morning we want to unpack, and we are very, very honored to be joined by Dr. Samke J. Nkhobo, a medical doctor, author, philanthropist, and professional speaker with bipolar disorder, to help us unpack this all-important topic. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us so early this morning. We really appreciate having you.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Doctor, I'm going to start with, it might feel like a bit of a cheeky question in light of what we are talking about, but I feel that we have to get rid of any stigmas and we've got to get serious and honest about this. But I've also found it's vitally important after the last 2 years that we've all experienced collectively to ask this. Are you okay? How are you doing, Doctor?
I'm doing better currently. I'm in a good place currently. So it's been tough, but right now things are going well.
Good.
You know what I liked about that question is that you gave it some context, you gave it a timeline as well, and I think that is also the humility in our circumstances, the fact that we can have that timeline and say, you know what, right now I am doing well, thank you, because I think that's the human in us. We have to have that humility as well. But just to start off, it's a very complex topic, and I think we'll take hours to break it down properly, but just for anybody who would like an explanation as to what a mental illness is, can you just categorize that for us?
Sure, no problem. So a mental illness is a group of disorders that impair your perception, your thoughts, your emotions, and also affect your behavior as well. So for it to be called a mental illness, it has to impact your social life, occupational life, meaning your employment and functioning in that regard, and also affect your family relationships.
All right, I'm a firm believer that we all sit on a scale. As much as we love to define this and put it in a pretty little box, it doesn't work that way. But I know that we have identified some more common, and I would imagine even more pronounced now after what we've experienced through COVID. But maybe you can highlight some of the more common mental illnesses that people are more likely to be diagnosed with.
The more common conditions include depression. Depression affects 264 million people globally.
Wow.
And is one of the most debilitating conditions that we have around in the world, basically. The other one includes anxiety disorder and also including substance disorders as well.
So I think that it's important for us to recognize, I mean, as friends and as family members, I mean, what are some of the signs that a person may exhibit should they have a mental illness that is possibly not diagnosed or receiving the proper treatment? How do we go about seeing exactly what we can see in terms of somebody's behavior? Are there any red flags, warning signs that could prompt us to help?
So it would depend on what condition they have. So if they have, for example, a mood disorder such as depression or bipolar, they will have very low mood. They might express suicidal ideations. They may have elevated mood irritability, or their neurovegetative features might be impacted in the sense that they might be sleeping excessively or not sleeping enough. They may have very excessive appetite or not be eating enough. So the other factor is that their concentration may be impaired as well. If they have a psychotic disorder, they may be delusional in that sense or have disorganized behavior, or experiencing palpitations that may be unusual from the norm.
I mean, I've had panic attacks very close to me, and it's serious, serious business when you're caught or locked in that space.
Yes.
There have been a couple of really tragic, high-profile cases of suicide where on the face of it, you would look at that person's life and you'd think they have it all. They're getting major contracts, they're loved, they've got public notoriety. And you think to yourself, what could cause a person to go to that extreme? What are the root causes of mental illness? Is it a predisposition? Is it genetic? Is it situational or somewhere in between? What drives mental illness?
So it's a biopsychosocial model, which includes the genetic factors. They do play a role. So with the genetic factors, for example, if both my parents have experienced severe depression versus somebody who does not have it, that person who has family members who have it would have a higher risk of it, for example. And then also the psychological factors play a role. So if somebody is in a high-risk psychological environment that is exposing them to, depression or anxiety or any other mental illness, they would also be at risk of developing a mental illness as well. So it's a biopsychosocial model which impacts the person in various ways, and substance use plays a role as well.
Yeah, and we can also throw COVID into the mix.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of external factors. I think that humanity has changed a lot, and the stimulus has always changed, and we have to be very cognizant about that and be there for each other. Doctor, we'll definitely need your services a little bit later as we further unpack this. And if you have any family members who you feel that could use a watch of your Feel Good Breakfast Show with our professional, then please get them around. And of course, if you need any assistance, the South African Depression and Anxiety Group, you can call them on this particular number, 011 23 44 837, or you can visit their website, that is sadag, as in sadag.org.
And now time to get some kitchen inspiration, hopefully food that will nourish and make us feel oh so good. Jamie Lee is in the kitchen, and something tells me you're about to teach us some really interesting things, because you've been spending lots of time in the kitchen lately.
I have, and Carl said something earlier on, if cauliflower can become a pizza, then you can become anything that you want to. That is some wisdom for you on this Tuesday, everybody.
Thank you.
We are doing a cauli and cheese bite. It's so simple. And if you are looking for like a low-carb snack, then this is perfect for you. So we're going to start, obviously, with our cauliflower rice. I'm putting this in the inverted commas.
And the reason for all of this, right, is because snacking is a thing. It's a real thing. And we want to make sure that the snacking that we are doing is 100% good for us, right?
100%. You nailed that, and exactly that we're doing. So this is a perfect snack if you have friends over, if you want trying to show off, or you just want to do anything, then this is perfect for you. So we're going to use our cauliflower, and then what you're going to do is you're going to put it, we have obviously already done that, you can put it in like a little paper towel to squeeze out any of the excess moisture and juice, because you want to make it as dry as possible. So you can have like the rice effect to it.
I like
Got
that.
it?
I've poured you a drink over there, a nice clover crush. Thank you very much. 100% tasty, 100% fruity, 100% refreshing, 100% goodness. And without a doubt, you're obviously going to be getting that 100% tasty goodness in every sip from this. Well, Jamie is giving us the inspiration that we need. Okay, so let's see how this comes to life.
Perfect. So you're going to put your cheese in. You can use any cheese. We obviously opted for cheddar cheese. That's going to be going in to our little bites. And then you can play around with flavor as well. So we're going to also add an egg. So one single egg just to be the binder for all of this.
It's going to bring a nice, moist sort of feel to it, right?
Definitely. And also adds that extra protein for you. So this is a great snack to have if you are training, if you are conscious about the carbs. Some salt, some pepper going in as well.
Okay. The reason I'm really excited about this is that we've seen your journey with food, and if anyone knows how to make the right type of food to bring out the right type of results, this is the girl, this is her,
Thank you.
This is her.
I'm learning. I mean, we're all just very conscious about what we're putting into our bodies, so that is something that I'm very passionate about. This is also a game changer, garlic powder. I don't know why no one told me about this.
Say less.
Garlic powder is the girl that you think she is. Use it in everything on an egg. And just use garlic powder.
Right.
Just use it.
And the convenience for me.
The convenience. Garlic powder goes in. And then we're going to use some herbs. So you can use dry herbs. You can use some fresh herbs, whatever ticks your fancy. So you can put that in. So there we opted for some dry herbs. And that's how easy it is. That's why you get to snack, and that's why you get to live your best life and just drink your 100% goodness, because I'm doing all the work,
it's quick,
and that's how
right?
easy it is.
It's so quick. Well, this is fantastic. If you want the recipe, go on to expressoshow.com. We've got a list of all the ingredients you're going to need. And look, as you can see, it's all about the convenience. Very few ingredients needed for this particular one. So, Jamie, you're mixing it all up.
All together.
What's the next step?
And, of course, you didn't think I'd bring you into the kitchen without making you work. So you can
is that the plan?
That's exactly
Is that what we're doing here? Okay, cool. What do you want me to do?
So what I'm going to do right now for you is you're obviously going to grease a nice little muffin tin. It's already been greased, or you can just add some more greasing to it.
Let's go.
Well oiled.
We want to make sure that, obviously, whatever we're making here doesn't stick.
There we go. So now what you're going to do, I'm going to pass this little mixture on to you. You're just going to scoop it up, pop it into the tray.
This is the fun part. This is the really easy and interactive part. I find, you see, this sort of thing for me is the therapeutic stuff. You said cleaning is therapeutic. For me, this is what's therapeutic.
I'm not judging you or anything, but I would have made it a bit more prettier and just like kept it in the muffin tin tray as opposed to having it an overflow cauliflower bite, because you want it to be a bite size, not put a yellow yam.
Did you start by saying, I'm not judging you or anything, and then say that?
Constructive criticism at its finest.
I don't feel judged at all.
Do you know what? I love what you're doing with that. Aesthetically, you know, it would give you that
character,
that art and that character. But just for this recipe, I think Uncle Sabzika would just like turn it down a notch, maybe just put it into the tray. So what you're going to do then is you're going to preheat your oven to about 180 degrees, pop it into the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes until it's nice and golden brown. You'll obviously see that cheese ooze out. You'll see the egg will take off. And there you have it. That is how easy it is.
For me, anything with cheese, girl, you got my full attention, right? Okay, so this is really, really stunning. Okay,
I think it takes longer to make it than for you to put it in the tray because you know it's funny.
Remember, I said this, it's about turning this moment into a bit of therapy. It's a bit of a therapeutic experience, but that's what it looks like when it's all done. Wow, look at that.
Then you can add
I think I should taste.
Please do. You can add any sauce that you want to. So we obviously opted for a hot sauce because we've got some hot sauce in our pocket. And so Swag indeed. Tell me what you think.
The texture, the flavor. Queen.
So good. 100%. Again, you can get your hands on this recipe, expressoshow.com. If Tabisa says something tastes good, best believe something tastes good because
everything tastes good to me. So
that is also true. That is also true. But it's good, hey? Dip it in that hot sauce. Is even going for round 2? Oh yeah. Put it there. My job here is done, ladies and gentlemen.
How's it, Dad?
How's the exams going?
100%?
100% what?
100% crush. 100% fruit. 100% goodness.
Made with love by Clover. Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Thank you so much for keeping it locked as we continue a vitally important conversation, certainly underpinned by the recent passing of South African musician Ricky Rick. Tragically so, this is a harsh reminder as to how important mental health and us maintaining our watch on ourselves actually is. We've still got the incredible Dr. Sampie Ngobo with us via video call. She is going to share a little bit of her knowledge around mental health and a bit of her own story as well. Doc, thank you so much for sticking around. I'm going to jump right in, and obviously a very dark period in the South African entertainment industry's history. Many people just don't understand the extremely dark place that a person must go to actually take their own life. Why is suicide so prevalent in people with mental illness? What allows a person to cross that line?
Yeah, you're correct in saying that it's been a very sobering time for us and very devastating as well and traumatic. So mental illness is definitely a risk factor for suicide. And one of the factors that plays a role is if the illness itself is not well controlled for whatever reason. Could be because the treatment is not managed well for the patient, but also because they're overwhelmed by whatever situation they're faced with. And also if it's an impulsive kind of an act where people feel that there's no way out, that's also another reason why a patient would end their life.
You know, Doctor, when I look at South Africa as a whole, we also have a cultural problem, especially in men.
Yeah.
In terms of opening up.
Vulnerability.
And saying, I'm actually not okay. I have this problem. Because there's this predisposition for us to always be strong and have it together. And I think it's a massive thing that we have to really squeeze out of society and start normalizing things like, I'm not okay.
Yeah.
I am not getting through this well. I am feeling weak. Those are the words that we need to actually get to in order for us to open and create these bridges so that we can get help to so many people. And I think it's important to ask about some of the biggest challenges people with mental illness actually face. What are those things that are stopping them from getting out and saying that there is a problem?
I need help, yeah.
One of the challenges that people face is that there's sometimes a lack of support in their struggle. So that plays a role definitely where they feel alone in that journey. Other thing is that we have a limitation of resources available. People don't know how to pursue help or know what is available to them. So it's very important for people to know what's available. The other thing is that sometimes people don't have an insight to their illness, and then that becomes a hindrance to them as well. Yeah. One of the biggest challenges we have, again, is the issue of stigma, which is actually quite a major problem that we have that makes people very secretive about their mental health struggle.
I just keep thinking about that point that you get to in your own self-evaluation, where you feel that those around you, the people that you love, especially your kids, are better off without you. And I think that to me is a line that I just can't wrap my head around. Now, I would imagine that someone who has, thankfully, the tools at your disposal that you do have would have helped you on your own journey. You yourself have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So what are some of the coping mechanisms that you've put in place in your own life to keep yourself in balance, if you will?
I'm very grateful for the fact that I have had the support that I have. I've lived with bipolar disorder for the past 21 years now. And what has helped me is that my parents pursued the appropriate help early on in my life. So I do have the support of a multidisciplinary team, which includes a psychologist and psychiatrist. And also, when it was necessary, I was supported by an occupational therapist. But the level of insight has been a journey for me, and being aware of my illness and triggers has been very important. But the support factor cannot be downplayed at all. It's very important, and that plays an integral role in my life.
Knowledge is indeed power, and also knowing that you're not alone, which is so powerful in itself too. I know that there may be some people watching our conversation, Doctor, contemplating a variety of different things. Maybe they actually like to get help, and maybe this conversation prompted it. But for anybody who is struggling at the moment, if you could send them a message, especially those who feel that they don't have the means to go and grab a therapist at 1,200 Rand an hour, people who don't want to burden their family with their mental issues, how would you like to address them now in their own space? Just those people who feel a bit locked in. What would you like to say to them?
I'd encourage them to not be ashamed to admit to struggle. Actually, admitting to struggle is one of the bravest things that you can actually do. Amen. So seeking help is very important. Like you said, you mentioned something very important about people who might not afford a psychiatrist or psychologist that want the help. And it's important to access resources that are free, such as the South African Depression and Anxiety Group. They are excellent in providing the care that's necessary for people who might not be able to afford it. And also our public health sector is usually something that discourages people. But there are psychiatrists in hospitals and in clinics who provide the care that's necessary within the public sector.
Oh, Doctor, thank you so much. You are living proof that this doesn't need to stand in your way of your calling, of what you should be doing with your life. So thank you so much for sharing your personal circumstances as well, and for just being there as this resource. I'm going to preach it from the rooftops. Yes, you can go and get help from a psychologist or psychiatrist, but there are resources that are free, and they are there, and they have helped thousands of people, just like the South African Depression and Anxiety Group, who are amazing. So you can call their mental health line right now on 011 234 4837, or simply visit their website, sadag.org. The most important thing, speak to someone.
Well, we are switching things up a bit. Robin Ferguson is still here to perform for us this morning. But before she does that, before she delivers a rock star performance, she's going to be teaching me a basic string chord with a thing that I just learned now. It's called a pick, everybody, and it matches my nails, which is perfect. Teach me a basic, like, strum. I think a strum it is.
Yeah, for all metal, you need to have just the E minor.
Starting a band, baby. Wow,
starting a band.
I think next time I'll just stand like way back, okay, and then let you just do your thing.
You need to play the solo next time.
Oh, okay. No, well, that's not what's happening right now because Robin Ferguson is here to perform for you now. Next piece is from her EP, Falling Forward, and this one is called Gravity. Okay, so Robin Ferguson, you're gonna do your thing. I'm gonna walk away from you right now so that you can perform for Mzansi. Do your thing, girl. If you weren't awake before that, you're certainly awake right now. I also think, Robin, it has to do with your hair. That's why I didn't nail the first performance, because I don't have the hair to do all of that. That's exactly why I failed at that. But listen, Robin Ferguson is not going anywhere. She still has one more performance for you. But wake up, everybody. Do that one more time as you go to the all of that in just a moment. We'll see you after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, here on a Health Tuesday. We're opening up to conversations of health, and we're speaking to one of our favorite doctors. It's Dr. Emile Reid now. And the reason for that is that after more than 50 cases of typhoid fever were reported in the Western and Northern Cape last week, it was a big thing. Many South Africans are probably wondering whether they simply have a tummy bug, okay, or if they actually do have typhoid fever. Now, here to break it down for us is Dr. Emile Reid, our trusted HIV and infectious diseases specialist. Doctor, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Nice to see you.
So good to see you. So sad that you're not with us here, but we know that you are still bringing us your knowledge with regards to this. Because, I mean, just last week, I think every parent was so, stressed out, because even Lucas Kresh actually got a note to say, if your child does have a tummy bug, please keep him at home because there's a bug running around. But that is why you're here. You're here to put our minds at ease with regards to what typhoid fever is and how does it differ to a normal tummy bug.
Yeah. And guys, the important thing is we all know what the majority of tummy bugs look like and smell like. We all heard of them. People call them the 24-hour bug, the 48-hour bug, and usually they are self-limiting. They usually don't lead to any complications. They only require symptomatic relief, never ever require antibiotics, and rarely hospitalization. Typhoid, on the other side, is a different beast. It is a serious systemic illness, and systemic, we mean it can affect all organs in your body. And it's caused by a bacteria called Salmonella typhi. And usually we acquire these infections through the ingestion of contaminated food or water, and usually contaminated with fecal flora from another infected human being. Because of the severe fever the kids and also adults develop within the first week after indigestion, they've called it the enteric fever. So what usually happens is very, very strange. After the first week roundabout, people develop abdominal pain with, ironically, constipation, a dry cough, and usually headache, and which can even lead to confusion. And the temperature for that first week hovers around about 39, 40 degrees Celsius, at which time you also develop a skin rash. We call them rose spots. And they are usually small red areas of 1 to 4 centimeters in diameter. And on one specific person, we usually find about 5 of them. And they disappear after another 2 or 3 days. So only by the second week after becoming infected, you become really ill. You deteriorate, you actually develop abdominal distension, a large spleen, and also a very slow heart rate called a bradycardia. And that's also when the diarrhea starts. Foul-smelling green-yellow liquid, we in the infectious diseases world usually call pea soup diarrhea. And at that stage, somebody who actually contracted this bacteria will become worse. They will become confused. They become psychotic. They develop bowel perforations, septicemia, even infection of the heart valves, at which time they can demise. So this is a serious illness, and to actually crown it all, those who survive this horrible ordeal can continue to spread and transmit the bacteria indefinitely.
Wow. Okay, it sounds very serious, right? And I suppose the next question to find out is treatment, because if it can lead to such dire outcomes, can it be treated? How quickly can it be treated? How do you treat it?
Exactly. The first thing is we need to confirm the diagnosis, and that we do taking a blood culture. We do it also taking a stool sample in particular after the first week. And then we can also obtain microscopy and culture from a bone marrow. So after you've confirmed this diagnosis, we start antibiotics as soon as we can. And if the case is uncomplicated, the antibiotic of choice is ciprofloxacin, an antibiotic which is usually prescribed also for people with bladder infection. If the case is extremely complicated and have low blood pressures and need to be admitted to hospital, we use an antibiotic called ceftriaxone. And ceftriaxone is an antibiotic we usually use for people suffering of meningitis. When the blood pressures are low and because of this massive inflammatory response, we sometimes also give these people steroids. And one thing I just want to add is we all beg people not to abuse antibiotics for viral illness, because what happens with antibiotic abuse is diseases like typhoid and normal bladder infections and normal stomach infections become resistant to antibiotic. And this is what happens in some areas of the world where we have typhoid fever being resistant to all antibiotics.
Wow.
Wow. Wish we could unpack more about this, but thank you so much, Dr. Emil Reid, again, for just unpacking all of your knowledge with regards to typhoid fever, certainly putting moms and parents out there's minds at ease with regards to what this is, whether it is a tummy bug or it is typhoid fever. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
It's a big pleasure. Keep well, guys.
Nice shirt, Doc.
Thank you.
It was a beautiful shirt, eh?
We love that guy.
I love him so much.
Who can look so lovely even talking about typhoid, man? That's crazy, man. We love the good doctor. And, of course, here helping as a leading light in all things medical. But speaking of a leading light in all things medical, man, have we not needed to rely on our pharmacies over the last couple of years, man.
Those healthcare professionals, you know, every Tuesday we have to focus on pharmacies, and the Pharmacy of the Week segment acknowledges the incredible people working on the front line, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Yeah, and this week we are celebrating and saying a massive thank you to Pharma Value out in Queenswood in Pretoria. Take a look.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
It's very important to be part of the community, serving their primary needs. Pharmacy is the first point of connection with any sick patient.
You walk into this pharmacy and it's a family. It honestly is. You feel like you're the family, they're friendly, they're laughing, they're always there to assist you, they're kind. We have a really great connection. I love coming to the pharmacy.
Bravery means to me that you're not scared to take on new things, you're not scared to take on a challenge, you're not scared to a hurdle that comes in your way to overcome it as well. And bravery is in the end to show that you're a winner. And all my staff and the client must be a winner. I always say that a company that survived COVID will always survive. Because I think it's one of the most challenging times in history of any business. Our staff had to be educated a lot, had to have the knowledge of the right products to support the customer in need.
And Farmer Value really add a lot of value to the community. Farmer Value Combi that goes to the old age homes every single day. So a lot of those people don't have transport and they don't know how they're going to get their medicines or go to the shops even. And the Farmer Value Combi is there for them to utilize.
Bravery is a small word, but it's got a big meaning.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
With schools opening again, teachers and parents will face difficult situations like tummy cramps, teething, pain and fever, scratches and scrapes, allergies and coughs. Adcock Ingram OTC brings you a wide range of products to help parents take care of those challenges. Brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Wow, massive thank you to all those fighting on the front lines. I'm going to speak from my community and from the communities in all the areas where we connect with these amazing pharmacists. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Simple as CBD should be.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It is your feel-good breakfast show here on S3. It's time for us to catch some waves because Wavescape, it is starting today from the 1st to the 11th of March, and you want to hang around for it.
Indeed. Raul is actually standing by with the Paralympics coach. Let's take a look.
Yes, what is up, you beautiful people? Welcome to the office, and it's my favorite office, Nature Boy's home. It's the ocean, but it's not about me this morning. It's about someone special, an absolute legend when it comes to the surf game. Talking about 3 decades of dominating the surf. On top of that, she's also a para surf coach and recently the 2021 Surfing SA Women's Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me introduce you to Tasha Mintasti. Tasha, how are you doing this morning?
How's it?
It's so good to chat to you, of course.
Yeah.
I'm not only going to be interviewing you, but I'm also going to maybe steal some tips because my surf game is a little bit questionable at the moment. I know you're the perfect person for it. But before we get into that, I want to chat to you about your love for the ocean. Obviously, for many of us, it's an incredible space that we all get to share and love. For you, there's a deeper connection, and you're using that connection to help people both with mental issues as well as any sort of disabilities. Talk to me about that amazing achievement and amazing work that you're doing.
Yeah, thank you, Raul. I'm just, I've got to say, I'm so blessed, you know, to have the ocean as my sanctuary really is just so important. But 30 years of surfing, and what I've learned over the time is that it is therapeutic. The ocean heals. And I've been very lucky to be able to transition from professional surfing to now taking people into the water and not just teaching them how to surf, teaching them how to feel confident in the water. We're in South Africa. There's a lot of people that don't know how to swim. There's a lot of people that haven't had the opportunity to get into the ocean. I'm here to try and make a change and a positive change in that. And really just by connecting to the ocean, you're reconnecting to yourself. And I'm sure you feel that when you go surfing.
Absolutely resonate with everything you're saying right now. And I love the fact that you mentioned, especially in South Africa, how important it is to get people to be comfortable in the ocean. There's so many adults out there that are petrified and they pass that on to their kids. So the work that you're doing, I can't say thank you enough because you're obviously empowering our nation at the same time and drawing it back to one of our loves. And speaking of loves, obviously we spoke about the connection that you have with the ocean, which is so, so mighty. An organization and a brand like Wavescape that's doing this festival, which is happening at the beginning of March, it's something incredible. But for you, why is it so important to have these festivals, raise awareness for the ocean, as well as kind of bring the community together?
Wavescape has been doing the Surf and Ocean Festival for many years. I'm sure they're going into their 13th or 14th year, maybe even longer. I originally got involved because it was free surf films on the beach, you know, and it's grown and evolved since then. They now do the artboard auction, which auctions off surfboards that artists have helped paint and create on them, but it raises funds for various ocean-minded charities. And yeah, Wavescape is just all about surf community. It's about bringing people together. It's about educating people about not just surfing, the ocean, respecting the ocean, beach cleanups, how do you recycle, reduce, reuse. There's just so much education in it, and it's cool because it's all about surfing, the ocean, the beach.
I love that. It is cool indeed, Mzansi. Now, we're talking to the legend, of course, and I can't go without chatting to her about helping me with some tips when it comes to surfing. So can I put you on the spot, maybe give us some tips? And also I want to chat to you about the competition itself, because it's not just the fact that you're teaching people to swim. You, in your competition element and mindset, you've got to dominate. You've got to really own the beach. Take me through the process, firstly, of how to get onto a surfboard, and then maybe we can chat about when you're at the very top level and you maybe become a champion, what it really takes to score the points to make it big.
I think the key focus is you've got to spend time in the water. Our playing field is always changing. It's not a soccer field, it's not a rugby field. Waves are constantly coming in, but they're different every single time, you know. So it's really about spending time in the water. From a pop-up point of view, I need to see that technique a little bit.
Okay.
But the key factor is always, number 1, don't hesitate. Number 2, keep looking in the direction that you want to go. Because when we pop up, we doubt ourselves, we look down at our feet, we fall forward. If we just look where we want to go, which is pretty much a life skill, always look forward, always keep looking forward, pushing forward, taking that step forward. But even with surfing, you want to look where you want to go, and that's how you get your flow in the water. And then, yeah, it changes slightly as your skill level adapts and gets better, but the biggest thing is we've got to practice. We've got to be in the surf, we've got to be in the ocean, and we've got to keep getting comfortable and getting more used to it.
I love that. I love the tips that you're giving. I know, personal question to you maybe. I always ask this when it comes to surfers because everyone has a different connection with the ocean. But for you, when you get into that competition space and you really need to deliver, are you preempting the moves that you're going to deliver on the wave, or you kind of just feeling it and just whatever happens, happens?
There is visualization in a big way, especially at your higher, more advanced technical levels. There's a lot of video analysis, so watching yourself surf. And even after 30 years, when that turn feels really good and you watch it, it doesn't always look as good as it felt. But I think that's what the stoke of surfing is all about. But yeah, visualization is key. Assessing the conditions, knowing what the waves are doing for the day, and visualizing what you can do on those waves is a big factor. And then it's really about managing your mind, managing your nerves, and just really having that strong mental ability to push through.
Oh, I couldn't have said it any better, ladies and gentlemen. The legend herself, Tasha Mentasti, and of course, thank you so much for the tips. Thank you so much for what you're doing in the ocean. And beyond that, it's clearly not just a surfboard. It's clearly not just an ocean. There's a deeper meaning, and you resonating and allowing that communication to come through so strongly. So I can't thank you enough for that.
Yeah, you're welcome, and thank you for having me. But now let's go surf.
Kawabanga.
Let's go surf.
Oh, come on, you've got to love it. What better way to start a Tuesday morning than out at the beach? For the love of the ocean, Wavescape is back. But more with Ryle over at the beach a bit later on. He's going to be doing some, yogi stuff, some yoga moves with Tammy, the Cape Yoga Girl. But we're bringing it back here. It's time to jam. We're rocking on forward with this Tuesday for the very last time this morning. Robin Ferguson is on stage alongside vocalist Kat Goss. And here they are performing the Time Bender. Ladies, rock it. Yes, it's the passion for me. It's the passion for me. Robin Ferguson and Kat Goss here on your Feel Good Breakfast show, rocking into a beautiful Tuesday morning at the start of a whole brand new month. Welcome to March, babies. Time for us now to find out what's happening in the world. Here's Jamie Lee with the news. Well done, girls. Thank you. Oh.
Thank you so much, Uncle Tabzi. And we'll start on the local front. The Department of International Relations and Cooperation says it is assisting South African citizens who wish to flee Ukraine after Russia's invasion. The department spokesperson Clayson Monyela says the South Africa ambassador in Warsaw is helping them cross the border into Poland. This follows complaints of racism and discrimination by several people from Africa who have been stranded in the country. Scores of African students attempting to escape the country say they have been stopped, harassed and beaten at the country's border with Poland. Monyela says South Africa welcomes talks between Russia and Ukraine. Then staying on the local front, President Cyril Ramaphosa has appointed an advocate, Andrea Johnson, as the new head of the National Prosecuting Authority's Investigative Directorate. Johnson's appointment takes effect from today. She succeeds Herman Cronje, who resigned in December, and Johnson currently serves in the NPA task force, which is responsible for enforcing the recommendations of the State Hijacking Commission and prosecuting the culprits. Ramaphosa has appointed Navila Samaru as Director of Public Prosecutions in the Free State, Rachel Makari Sekolelo in the same position in Northwest, and Nicolette Bell in the Western Cape. Then looking to news on the international front, some 1,000 Ukrainian tourists are stranded in Tanzania's semi-autonomous island of Zanzibar after Ukrainian airspace was closed to civilian flights following Russia's attack on the country. Zanzibar's government says it is liaising with the Ukrainian embassy in neighboring Kenya to evacuate the tourists to Poland. Tourism Minister Leila Mohammed Musa said the safety and well-being of tourists was being looked at. Now, some hotels where the tourists are staying have reduced their rates, while others are offering free accommodation to guests who have overstayed. Then UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has called on both Russia and Ukraine to guarantee access and safety of humanitarian aid personnel. He was speaking during a United Nations special emergency session to discuss Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Guterres said the UN was now working 24 hours, 7 days a week to scale up the delivery of life-saving support to people desperate for protection and shelter. He also added that it was essential that the safety and security of UN and associated personnel in Ukraine were protected in accordance with international law. Then Roger Federer, like you've never seen him before. Portuguese master chocolatier Jorge Cardoso has created a life-size chocolate statue of the Swiss tennis maestro Roger Federer. The creation, a tribute to the legendary tennis player, has been on display in the artisan's Rue de Lausanne boutique in Freiburg, Switzerland, since the weekend. Cardoso, who was crowned world champion in chocolate art in 2018, says the creation weighs some 100 kilograms plus 15 kilograms more than Federer, but it still stands at 1.85 meters tall, the same height as Federer. He added that it took him some 250 hours of work to recreate the facial features of one of the world's greatest sports stars. Asked if it was worth all his effort, the chocolatier proudly answered, absolutely. It was an absolute pleasure to honor a player of his magnitude in this way for all to enjoy. Roger Federer's aura and adoration from fans indeed remains high, and in this instance, tasty too. On that yummy note, that is where I leave your news on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Let's start with the latest on the footballing front. Russian football clubs and national teams have now been suspended from all competitions by FIFA and UEFA after the country's invasion of Ukraine. So the World and European football governing bodies said they would be banned, we quote, until further notice. It means that the Russians men's team will not play their World Cup playoff matches next month, and the women's team have been banned from this summer's Euro 2022 competition. And then Spartak Moscow have also been kicked out of the Europa League. In their last 16 opponents, RB Leipzig will advance to the quarterfinals as a result. UEFA have also ended its sponsorship with Russian energy giant Gazprom. And staying with footballing news, Premier League strugglers Leeds have named American Jesse March as their new manager as of yesterday. So a day after sacking Marcelo Bielsa, the 48-year-old former RB Leipzig boss arrives with Leeds, sitting just 2 points above the relegation zone. The club said that Marsh had been appointed pending international clearance on a deal running up until June 2025, and that he would take charge for Saturday's upcoming league game at Leicester. Marsh was dismissed by Leipzig in December. That was after a disappointing 5-month spell with the Bundesliga club, but he had taken Red Bull Salzburg to the Austrian League and Cup double in both 2020 and 2021 to prove his credentials. And then we turn to rugby now, and perhaps you were watching the show yesterday, but it seems that close to 60,000 tickets have been snapped up already as sales opened for the Rugby World Cup Sevens 2022 tournament. It takes place in Cape Town from the 9th to the 11th of September. SA Rugby announced on Monday that tickets had virtually flown off Ticketmaster's cyber shelves, with 23,247 tickets to be exact, sold in just the first hour. The CEO of SA Rugby, Yuri Roux, said they are very very grateful for this amazing support, and it underlines the hunger of South Africans as well as rugby supporters from around the world to attend live events after 2 very tough years. And supporters wishing to attend the first Rugby World Cup in South Africa in 27 years, you can still get your hands on those tickets by visiting rwc7s.com. And then finally on to golf. Zach Johnson is the man of the moment. He'll captain the United States Ryder Cup team against Europe in Rome in 2023 as they look to end a run of 30 years now without an away victory. So he was vice-captain to Steve Stricker, who led the US to a record 99 win at Whistling Straits last September. The 2-time major winner Johnson, now 46, played in 5 Ryder Cups, losing 4 and then winning that final one in 2016. And the 44th edition of the biennial event will be held at Italy's Marche Simone Golf Club from the 29th of September to the 1st of October. Well, that's a wrap of your sport for this Tuesday morning. Let's take in the weather one more time and take a look at what the skies look like above your neck of the woods.
Thanks a lot, G. Let's take a last look at the weather, and starting off with the South African Weather Service, who last night issued a level 2 warning for severe thunderstorms with heavy downpours, strong damaging winds and excessive lightning over the western parts of KwaZulu-Natal and the Eastern Cape for today. The Weather Service said this could result in localized flooding of susceptible roads, low-lying areas and bridges, as well as localized damage to infrastructure and vehicles. Meanwhile, in Gauteng, motorists were yesterday urged to be extra vigilant on roads following heavy downpours in the province. The Johannesburg Emergency Services urged all motorists to extend following distance, drive with caution, and also try and avoid crossing areas which may be flooded. The Tshwane Emergency Services said it would remain on high alert following a thunder shower warning by the Weather Service as well. So please exercise caution in those areas, please. Next, we move on to our favorite part of the morning, and that is to showcase all the incredible sunrise pictures that were sent through by you, the loyal viewer. And let's start off with Dr. Maiswa from Eswatini, starting the morning off with this beautiful shot of the sun rising in the distance. Then Gregory Noble, thanks to you, capturing a beautiful view of the mountain in George. At 7 a.m, regular photographer Nick Lombard, that's right, he's a photographer now, sent us this incredible pink skyline all the way from the Northern Cape. And last but not least, it was Wilma Liederman from Azefontein sent us the sunrise overlooking an incredible dam. Thank you so much for all these pictures. We just want to get some more from you, so go and post them on the Expresso Facebook page as we take a peek at some of the weather you can look forward to today. Polokwane, let's start with you. Your temperatures are as follows. 18 is where you start your day. You'll jump up to 27 later, as mentioned, thunder showers. Bombela, 20 is your minimum to a maximum of 30 degrees Celsius. Pretoria, 17 up to 27. Then Johannesburg, good morning to you. You'll start your morning with 15 up to 24 with a 40% chance of thunder showers for you. Mahikeng, 17 to 29 today. A thunderstorm is indeed expected. Klerksdorp, 28 is the maximum from a low of 16. You got some sun with some thunderstorms expected as well. Kimberley, 16 up to a maximum of 31. Bloemfontein, you top at 29 from a low of 14. Richards Bay, you start warm with 22 up to 30. You got some showers expected around an 82% chance. Pietermaritzburg, 16 is your low to a high of 29 with a 61% chance of thunder showers. Durban, 23, you jump up to 30 this afternoon with a 41% chance of showers. And then Mthatha, 17 to 31 for you, a 40% chance of thunder showers too. East London, 28 is the max from a low of 21. Cradock, 16, you jump up to 34 this afternoon. Gqeberha, you've got 19 up to 27. George, 18 to 25. Cape Town, 18 is where you start. You rise to just 24 today. Worcester, 14 to 31 degrees Celsius. Sutherland, a very cold 16 this morning, which you thaw out to 28 later. And then, of course, wrapping with you, Uppington, 16 is your minimum. 2, of course, the temperatures are going to be high for you all the time. 36 is your maximum today, so please hydrate, sunscreen, that'll be wonderful. And that is a wrap of your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show as we take a peek at some of your social media comments.
And we do turn to our Facebook now, and we asked you this question this morning, asking, when you're going through a difficult time, who do you turn to? Is there that one specific person that you really do count on? You know, whose shoulder you can lean on, right?
Yes, for sure. And if you don't have anyone, then please do reach out and contact SADAG on their mental health line. That number is 011-234-4837, or you can visit their website at sadag.org. And let's see what everyone said on social media.
Yep, there is always someone out there to listen. Okay, so Kherti Jalil says, I pray every day, so when there's a problem, I know who to turn to. God has always been there for me.
Absolutely. A top fan of ours, Jamila Brown, says, morning, I pray to the Almighty and open up to someone I trust. Very important.
Geraldine Pillay says, my husband, no judgment, just actual listening and giving me a sounding board. And that is such an important thing, to know that the person you speak to will be a safe space. They will listen. They will not judge whatever it is that you are having the conversation
with them. That you can just unpack as well.
Unpack and offload.
Certainly. We also have Talwando saying, good morning, family, team. I'm listening to your show today, guys. In Dilapa Ikonse.
Dilapa Ikonse. She's out in the Eastern Cape.
Out in the
I love it.
Selani Rose is saying, good morning. I pray and I call my mom. Yes, your parents and your moms, it's just always that person that can always give you advice and can always be that person that you turn to. So again, let us know if you're going through a bad time, who do you turn to? It can be your mom, it can be God, it can be the Almighty. We'd love to hear from you.
Upstyle your home with Expresso, as 3 lucky viewers like you stand a chance to win game vouchers to the value of 25,000 Rand for a room improvement of your very own.
To enter, all you have to do is post a photo of the space you want to revamp on Expresso's Facebook or Twitter competition post, and remember to use the hashtag GotGame in your entry.
The competition is closing on the 22nd of March 2022, and all the terms and conditions apply. Good luck.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it, your feel-good breakfast show, in for all of the feel-good on this beautiful Tuesday morning, the 1st of March.
Indeed, and we are going to the beach now because, you know, Raul's doing his thing and we've got a yoga session with Tamlin Sullivan. Now must go.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back to the office. And of course, we're talking about everything involving the Wayscape Surf and Ocean Festival, as well as surfing. So what is the best opportunity right now when you're at the beach and you're with a yogi expert like Tamlin Sullivan over here? You get surf ready and you get prepped and you get the mind and body all in gear to get into that beautiful blue ocean. Tamlin, I can't wait for this one because obviously this is something that we both love. It's the ocean.
Absolutely.
We're out here on the beach in a beautiful location. What have you got for us to prep us for getting out over there?
Well, awesome to be here in my favorite place, the ocean, and on a yoga mat.
Yeah.
Surfers are natural yogis because the muscles used for surfing are very much strengthened in popular yoga postures, warming into shoulders, lower back, opening up the chest and activating the thighs. So I'll take you through that sequence and we'll be ready to glide the waves afterwards.
Beautiful stuff, and I think this is a great example for everybody else out there at home that's getting ready to go to the beach. You can join in on this workout or this yoga session right now. So where do we begin?
Awesome. So are we kneeling hands below the wrists.
Okay.
You're going to step your right foot forward between the hands.
Okay.
Tuck the back toe, lift your back knee will first warm into the shoulders. You're going to wing your right arm up, reach it up to the sky, shoulders stacked above one another. Really activate the back leg. Take an inhale. Take a bind of the hand towards the back of the opposite hip. Open up that shoulder joint. Press into the bottom hand. Gaze upwards for a breath. And slowly release down to change sides. Swap knees. Switch the other one forward. Tuck the back toe, lift your back knee. Inhale your left arm up. Reach it up. Take the bind, reach the back of the hand towards the opposite hip. Open up the shoulder joint, press into your bottom hand. Activate the back leg, thigh, glute for a breath in. Inhale your arm back up to the sky. Exhale, release it down. Step back into a plank position. Opportunity for full body activation here. You're going to engage your thighs, your glutes, draw the ribs in, press into the mat. We'll make a wave-like motion. So you're going to round between the shoulder blades to come into your down dog. Stretch out into your hammies, back of the legs. Make a wave-like motion with the upper back again. Come onto the balls of your feet, round the spine, plank pose. And then finding your way into a cobra. Lower the knees, untuck toes, lower down. Elbows close to the ribs as you inhale to rise up. Activating the lower back here. Draw the shoulders back. So this posture is ideal to warm up for paddling. As you're staying there, to give an example, when you're paddling out, this is how you need to be: strong and warm in the lower back, open in the chest, right?
Oh yeah, I can feel that, all the surfing
hands,
muscles.
Take a full cobra, breathe in, open the chest more for a breath. Exhale down, tuck the toes, find plank pose again. And this is where we jump through to begin to surf. You won't quite jump for yoga. You're going to step your right foot through between your hands. Inhale for warrior two. And we're gliding on the board, surfing the waves. Engaging the back leg, reaching forward and back.
Now
You feeling it? You feeling it?
I can feel it.
We'll repeat on the other side. Windmill your hands over either side of front foot, swivel the back foot. Step back into your plank. Find a cobra, lower down. Inhale, lift the chest, use your lower back strength. Exhale down. Press back up into plank, opposite side, step through, which would be a jump through in surfing, ground the back foot, warrior two. And
in the zone, in the flow state. I'm definitely feeling like I've entered my flow state. Well, Tammin, I can't thank you enough for that session. It's always an absolute pleasure. The body feels primed, geared up, and ready to tackle the beautiful blue abyss.
Awesome, thank you. Namaste,
Namaste.
Ryle.
Oh, I love it. That is Ryle's happy place. So hopefully that got you moving this morning and inspired by the big blue. Really loving the wavescape and so glad that it's back to full strength this year. Now, we are back in the kitchen to whip up something truly delicious. And who doesn't love a one-size-fits-all kind of a recipe? Well, these naan pizzas with get this, whipped ricotta and blistered broccoli are guaranteed to be the heart of your family and friends, I think. Perfect meal. I love this.
This is my happy place this morning. I know Riley's living his best life out there in Clifton, but this has become my happy place because all these fresh, yummy ingredients, and it's just going to be so, like, wholesome.
I cannot wait. It's fresh, it's popping. There's obviously a lot of great texture in here, and it comes with a greater energy load. Okay, so where should we start, do you think? Do you want to start with the
naan bread?
The naan probably being the most important base here, yeah?
So obviously, we have our flour already. We're going to take 2 scoops of our clover bliss double cream, so that's going to be popped in over there, just to make it sure that our naan bread is nice and creamy.
Hello, Nan.
Nan. There you go, and that's going to go in. Then we have some melted butter that's also going to go into our mixture.
beautiful. Now, I think this naan bread dough can be frozen for up to 2 months, our foodie team tells us. So keep it in advance. Simply store the dough in a Ziploc bag, easy peasy, then defrost it in the fridge, nice and slowly when you need it. And then for a little bit of extra protein, you can also add maybe some chicken or any sausage, maybe some chorizo would be really nice. Something a little bit Italian, or you could even go plant-based with your sausage if you wanted to. As we said, just ramp up the protein content. And in addition to the ricotta, these naan pizzas are also delicious with a sprinkle of grated Parmesan cheese, something with a bit more funk. And the whipped ricotta in this case can be made days ahead and then stored in an airtight container, which is amazing because you could also enjoy it as a spread on bread or crackers. I love ricotta because it's light.
It is.
It's beautiful.
And you can add any flavour to it. That's the thing. You're obviously going to be adding tomatoes, and we have some broccoli. Let's just say it's a TV moment right now. Our naan bread is dead. There we
fast
go.
Forward
It's
to our
fast
naan
forward
bread.
to this. And then we are going to obviously roll it out. So we're just going to put some flour there so it doesn't stick together. And then put it on your rolling pin as well. Very important, which I've learned so...
Fall down. On your hands, on the rolling pin,
everywhere.
on the surface.
Put it on your face.
Just throw it in the air.
Don't
put it in your eyes.
There we go. And then we're just going to make sure that it rests as well, something we've also learned so well in the kitchen.
Dough needs to chill, man.
It needs to chill. It needs to chill. So take it out there.
Beautiful.
There we go. And now you're just going to roll it out.
Fantastic. You're going to create our little naan breads. And while you do that, I'm going to start creating our beautiful whipped ricotta concoction here. So I've got the ricotta cheese, which is lovely. And you can see just how beautiful and light that is. So that puppy's going in there. Then we've got some honey. Beautiful.
Why is it still sticking and I'm putting so much? I feel like naan bread.
You know what? I feel like with baking, no, it's just like you can't do it and then suddenly you can. It just feels like it. Like for the longest time, I've never been able to do it. And then you just like pick it up. The key is try and then keep working it through. If you need to add a bit more flour, you can. This says to me, just get the kids involved and make it a party. Okay.
And then if it does mess up like this, then you just blame the kids. You're like, this is why.
Oh, guys, what did you do?
There we go.
Okay, so we've got our honey's gone in there. I've got some lemon juice going in there as well, and then a little bit of garlic, or quite a lot of garlic actually, because we want this to pop with flavour. And then I'm adding just a little bit of moisture. We can always add more if we need to, just to get it going.
I think, you know what, this naan bread has just decided that, you know, just want to chill and rest a little bit more. So we're going to leave that like that, because luckily...
It's okay. Luckily, yeah, we're having 2 or 3 TV moments. There we go. Just got to give it a little bit of a... There we go. That's coming together.
It's going to be great. Not in this naan bread, though, but it's going to be great.
There we go, that's looking good.
Let's try to redeem it here. Scrape it off.
Oh, nice.
Let's try to get this one again.
Mix it one more time. Beautiful.
Yeah. So how are we doing that?
It's all coming together beautifully. And there it is.
And I really would... What I'm going to do is, while you're busy with that, just char some of that broccoli as well. To give it a nice bit of a charred line. So put it on the grill. And then, yeah, that's just going to be part of our filling.
Look how light and fluffy and beautiful that is. Absolutely amazing. So while you are going to char
that,
I'm going to spread a little bit of this beautiful concoction on our lovely naan bread. And like we say, this is like obviously our flavour profile choice for the day, but you can build it up however you want. It's got a base of beautiful...
Spring onions.
Spring onion.
Nice.
Which I love.
As well.
And because also, for me, they almost have like a slightly garlicky profile. And then...
Mix it all together. It's going to go in your mouth.
Look how beautiful that looks. This also just visually is quite an impactful recipe. I wouldn't go too much with the sun-dried tomatoes because they can be an acquired taste. And then, of course, the hero... Our chard.
Try not to burn this
broccoli, which has a beautiful nutty flavour profile when you char it like this. So here you've got it all. You've got flavour, you've got texture, and, of course, you've got some beautiful nutrients thrown into the mix there as well. I feel like you've done the most in this kitchen.
Let's just not say it. That's fine. Yeah?
It's all about the learning curve. We might be amateur chefs, but even we could pull off something as simple as this. If you want this gorgeous recipe and to be inspired to create your own using this as the base, then go to expressoshow.com. You'll find all our culinary inspiration right there.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it, you beautiful people. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. What a fantastic morning we've had so far.
A little bit of everything.
Inspired by the ocean.
Yeah, we love it. The Wavescape Arts Festival is all about them. We're going to meet one of the incredible artists who's going to be displaying their work.
Right, Zanzi back on the beach and doing something special, chatting about an incredible project. We talk about the Wavescape Artboard project, and since 2005, they've raised almost over 5 million rand, and that's for the benefit of various charities involved in the ocean. Now, what happens is various artists from all around design incredible pieces like this. It gets auctioned off. One of those auctioners is going to be Nick Rabinovitz this year, and all those proceeds go to an absolutely incredible cause. For now, I'm getting to chat to one of the artists themselves, is Ricky Joshua, who's put together this absolutely eclectic and beautiful piece of art. Ricky, how are you doing this morning, man?
I'm well, thank you. Yeah.
It's good to chat to you. Good to chat to an artistic mind like yourself. I want to get straight into it, man, because this looks stunning. It gives me that nostalgic feel of being on the beach, lots of memories. But talk to me about the rationality and the motivation behind your art.
Yeah, of course. It's a day at the beach, as you can see, and the ice cream man is the focal point. But you can see that with my style, my fragmented style, he's looking like he's disintegrating, you know, and I kind of linked it to the ocean and how the ocean floor is busy disintegrating and how it's affecting livelihoods, you know, of small-scale fishers on the coastline. And so, and also I use the divine proportions of nature to calculate exactly where the little hole is, yeah, the umbrella. So I kind of linked it to nature and you know, and the ocean, and so yeah.
Absolutely incredible stuff. I love the message behind it, and I love the fact that you're also using what's currently happening right now. Yeah. The ocean needs us. The community needs to get behind preserving and protecting it. I love how you've displayed that in this piece. Oh man, I'm sure that art obviously has a deep connection with you, but also the ocean, I'd imagine. Where does that connection actually come from, man? And what's gotten you to the point of obviously putting something on a piece like this?
Yeah, well, I have to talk about my wife. She works for an NGO who works on both coastlines with all the fishing communities, and so I hear firsthand of the plight of the fishermen and how they're struggling for their livelihoods, and how the change in the ocean is affecting them because the fish are moving further away, and also the ocean bed is busy eroding because of acidification in the ocean. And so yeah, so the small-scale fisher and the scientists are working together to see how they can educate people, and of course, you know, we have a big part to play in it. The ocean is vast, but we seem to think that as an individual you can't make an impact. But yes, you can, you know, because there's a vast amount of plastic that goes into the ocean every year. They're talking about 8 million metric tons of plastic that goes into the ocean, and so we can play a part by using plastic in a different way, reusing, recycling, and cleaning up our mess on the beach. And also a simple thing like straws, you know.
Yeah.
You don't have to use a plastic straw, so if you stop using plastic straws, you can start making an effect as an individual, so yeah.
Absolutely love the message, man. Look, now with all the opportunities for you to obviously showcase your art, why exactly have you used the Wavescapes Artboard project to kind of exhibit this beautiful message here?
Well, when they approached me, I read up about Wavescapes and what they're doing, and it was a no-brainer for me, you know, to be part of such a great project and to just play a part in, you know, in giving back and helping and saving our ocean.
Absolutely grateful. Now, look, not many of us are as gifted as you are, clearly, and we aren't always the artists when it comes to putting such beautiful colors and such an image on a canvas like this. How else can we maybe get involved? How else can we maybe be a part of the ocean, serving to protect it, conserve it, and express ourselves maybe?
I think to raise awareness first, become aware yourself of what's happening in the ocean and how plastic especially finds its way into the ocean. And like I said, how to reuse and how to recycle. Those things are, you know, you can start there in simple ways and in small ways, or you can also support NGOs that are fighting this, you know, or working with the ocean change and so forth. So, yeah.
Well, Ricky, I can't thank you enough for the incredible work that you're doing and for using your gift to spread such a beautiful message. For you, Mzansi, if you haven't figured it out by now, this is actually the correct direction of this beautiful art piece right here, as you can see. And for all of those that want to get involved, the 9th of March is where you can see some of this incredible work, as well as all the other pieces that are going to be on auction to raise some incredible funds for some of the most beautiful organizations associated with our beach. We're talking about the 9 Miles Project, we're talking about the NSRI, and so many others out there that are going to benefit from all of this magic. Yow!
Must be very nice, Ryle, chilling on the beach there, focusing on art, surfing, sea breeze, just as you would like it. But it's been fantastic crossing over to Lyle, who's doing some great work on the beach. But I feel like it's important for me to great work with the 2 talented individuals here today. We've got Robin and Kat, and you've heard them today rocking it out for you in your Feel Good Breakfast show. But I feel like it's important for them to rock their knowledge out, which is very, very, very lovely. It's called Guess the Song. It's a game that I want to introduce to these 2 ladies, and I want to make sure that they are ready to go. The game will be fully centered on global warming, which is fun. I'm kidding. It's all music related. Don't worry about that. But you will get a piece of a song, 5 seconds of it. You just have to identify the song by the 5 seconds. But remember, it's not necessarily going to be, you know, the beginning of the song or like the chorus. It might be something that's a bit at the end or in like the 2nd verse, 4th line, one of those things. How are you feeling? Are you good? You good, Robin?
Not good.
You good, Kat? If you're not confident and you're feeling nervous, my work here is done. Let's do it. Are you ladies ready? Okay, so also I want to make sure that you shout out your name so you know exactly who, which song it is. So Robin, do you have a sound that you want to use as well? Just like a little, like a that's perfect. That sounded like that Yoda in
I don't know if I
Stress.
can recreate that though.
Try it, and then you think.
I'll just go ping.
It's very, very sophisticated. I like that. Right, let's take a listen to your first challenge of the morning in the Guess the Song game. It is Kat versus Robin. Let's go. Take a listen. Ping, I heard a ping first. What's your answer?
I think it's Happy.
By?
Pharrell Williams.
That is the correct answer. Congratulations. You win a prize. It's my respect.
Great.
Love it. Well done. It is indeed Happy. Pharrell. I just picture the minions in the song for some reason, eh? Anyway, right, let's go on to the next one. This is your next challenge. Take a listen. You know what I love? I love the fact that 2 rocker girls are getting pop music. This is the best. Okay, who's...
I have no idea.
I have no idea. Who could it be?
Take a while. I want to go. Just
Ariana somebody.
Ariana somebody?
Grande.
Yes. Together you get point.
Half point.
Okay, cool.
It's more like a quarter of a point, but it works. Okay. Right, well done. And the song is called Thank You Next. Yes. It is an ode to past relationships and how it taught her how to move forward and move on. There's always depth in pop music. You just have to find it. You just have to look very, very hard, too. Okay, next up, take a listen.
Maybe you should know that My mama don't like you.
Done.
I don't know if
Anybody
I'm allowed to know who this is.
Anybody want to ping or...
I do know
Yes.
that's Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
But I have no idea what the song name is.
The song name
Yeah,
is
I
the
think
most
that's-
important thing that you need to focus on in life.
Doesn't it come in the lyrics?
Is to love...
Love yourself.
Yes! Yes, you get a half a point as well. Congratulations. Love Yourself, written by Ed Sheeran, performed by Justin Bieber. Love it. Okay, next up. It's going to be an easy one, especially for one of you. Right, let's go.
Used to call me on my cell phone.
I don't think I've
Anybody
ever
want to
heard
ping
that
or
in my life.
No?
I don't know. That's my version of the remix. I don't know.
Well, so, you know what? I'm loving that this is like super commercial pop music. This is the greatest thing ever. Any ideas? No? And it's Drake, Hotline Bling.
We're really bad at this.
I feel like I'm populating your playlist for later. I like
You
this.
totally are.
Yay! Okay, I know that you will know this next one. It's a bit easier, because I think that the group is also involved in more sort of rock-esque things. Take a listen to this.
I don't care who wanna tell.
It's so good.
Zero, nothing. There is nothing.
Coldplay.
in my brain.
Yes, 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 yes. That's why I said rock-esque, okay? And the song's name is?
I have no idea, actually.
But you got a point for Coldplay. I think I'm happy with that.
You can hear that it's Coldplay.
Yes, you can. It's Chris Martin. It's The Sky Full of Stars. I like it. This is going well, ladies. I'm so proud of you. You guys are doing so well.
Thank you.
Let's go to another one. I'm excited. What's the next one?
I know I've heard it before, but I don't know where.
You guys, look here. Can I tell you how proud I am of both of you? For just...
Can I get this playlist afterwards?
I'm going to give you all these songs. Trust me, we can actually just play it after. That was Justin Timberlake, Can't Stop the Feeling.
Oh, now I know. It's the part that I know.
That's it. Have you ever watched Trolls?
No, not yet.
Well, you're seeing one now live. It's fun. Okay. Next challenge is, let's go for this one. You've got to know this one. Come on. Yes, come on, Robin. Yes, sir.
Alicia Keys.
Yes.
There we go.
And what's the song called?
No idea.
Okay, female person ablaze.
This girl is on fire?
Yeah, there we go. Hey,
Yes.
I'm trying to help you out.
Finally.
I try my best.
We're
I'm
getting
beginning
an
trivial.
education.
Okay, here's another one. You guys are doing, once again, I'm going to tell you this again. You're doing so well. Let's go to the next one.
Oh, no. I think I heard it in a movie, but
Yes, you
I don't
did.
know which movie.
This movie is very furious, the movie. Very fast, too.
Oh.
A Furious and a Fast.
There was like a petrol-fueled diesel.
Was it a Fast and a Furious?
Maybe, yes, there we go. And
That doesn't help me at all.
yes, it was a song for a
There were
late
many
actor.
of those movies, though.
Yes, late actor passed on. Yes,
Oh,
Paul.
something about never see you again.
That's the. You know what? I'll accept that.
somewhere in the ballpark,
yes,
right?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth with the song called "See You Again." Emotional, deep, and an ode to Paul Walker.
Ah.
You know, from that movie.
I remember now.
So let me give you the points. We have 1.5 out of 7. 2.5 out of 7. So the winner of this game is undefined because of their talents. We couldn't separate them. Both of them are just wonderful. And yes, the next round will be Guess the Song rock version, where some of the songs will be Avenged Sevenfold, Bullet for My Valentine, My Chemical Romance might be in there, but that is later. But for now, well done, ladies. You did so well, and that is how we roll with it. On your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and let's pop in to see if anybody else is as talented as these lovely ladies at pop music.
All right, Mzansi, the moment is fine.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso and you're live on S3. Wow, what fun we have been having. It's been absolutely sensational.
Absolutely, Ryla. Still, of course, out at Clifton with a Wavescape event taking place today till the 11th of March to find out by the organisers what this unique event is all about. Take a look at this.
Mzansi, the moment has finally arrived. We get to chat to the people behind this incredible project. Now, it is the 19th annual Wavescape Surf and Ocean Festival. I'm so excited to talk about it, and also the theme, which is all about rejuvenation as well as conservation. Now, we are here at Clifton, we are here at the office, and it's time to chat to these two people, the founders and directors of this incredible event. It's so good to chat to you, obviously, Steve Pike, as well as our shiny Judes. Guys, firstly, welcome, and how are you doing?
Good, thanks.
It's always good to chat to you guys. Listen, Steve, there's so many opportunities to obviously showcase the beautiful message about the ocean. For you guys, though, this festival stands tall as one of the grandest. But why is it so important for you to bring the community back to the ocean?
Well, you know, the ocean is vitamin C. It's a big pharmacy. It's also a way to save the ocean, to protect the planet. And there's a lot of challenges facing South Africa at the moment, all around our coast, including two coastal communities as well as to marine biodiversity. So in a way, we started out as using surfing and beach culture as a way to segue into that sort of cause, if you like, and now it's become a lot more important around the ocean, just due to so many challenges facing us.
Oh, I absolutely love that. Shani, maybe I can ask you, with us obviously battling the COVID-19 pandemic as well as some of the issues in the ocean right now, this is obviously a great opportunity to highlight the theme for this year, which is rejuvenation. How exactly is that going to be lined up and exposed over the next 11 days?
So basically, with all our multiple events that are happening over 11 days, like 14 events and 2 public artworks on the promenade and Sea Point, I think the whole idea around it is that we are showing people what the magic is in the ocean. And from learning and being in love with something, you'll want to learn to protect it.
Now, Steve, with so much magic happening, obviously, in this festival, what are the events that you are most looking forward to?
So, I mean, you know, initially the love for the culture of surfing and of the ocean was the thing, and now, of course, it's all about conservation. And I'm really looking forward to Oceans Alive. It's an event at the Two Oceans Aquarium that's going to be on tonight, and that is all about coastal community conservation and ocean care, where we've got these amazing speakers, innovative people from a variety of organizations that are working for change to the planet and to the ocean. And also, obviously, there's premieres that we're screening, an African premiere. We even have a world premiere of a short film around what's happening up the West Coast. I'm looking forward to Girls Can't Surf, a premiere of an amazing surf documentary. And I'm also looking forward to one of our flagship events, which is Slide Night, which is an evening of talks by ocean thought leaders.
Well, Shani, I'm pretty sure that everybody watching this is going to be so excited to get involved in this project. How exactly can they do that, both in person as well as maybe from the comfort of their own homes or online even?
I think go to the ocean, take your children, take your oldies, go show the magic of it, and follow us on social media and follow organizations that are doing good work and support them.
Well, thank you guys so much. And there you have it, Mzansi, an incredible opportunity to get involved in this festival. You can head over to the wavescapefestival.com. All the magic, all the entertainment, and all the top tips that are coming through when it comes to getting the community involved in this incredible project. Guys, thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks.
You know what? I do love to see it. Ryle is in his zone. Wavescapefestival.com. That's where all of the information can be found about that entire experience. And it's such an inspiring one, such incredible causes behind it as well. Now, we bring it back to the kitchen because, you know, roasted chicken and veggie are not just for Sundays. No, it's not just Sunday course or Sondag course. And with Woolies, great deals and affordable prices, you can really make that Sunday roast-inspired dinner any day of the week. Yes, and Chef Clem is ready to show you and I how you can prepare this dinner in just 60 minutes. Wow.
No, like I reckon you can do this in like 45. Yes? If you know what you're doing, yeah, you can pull this off in like half an hour. Yeah, because everything's been kind of done for you. The main parts. Okay. Okay, but what I did was to make this really worth your while. I went shopping through the Daily Difference.
Because there are deals there.
The deals are so serious. Okay, so let's just start. How do you know you're an adult?
When you are taking broadsheets and going through what's going on, what can I combine with what, how much will I save?
Right, right. Also, when the 2-ply toilet paper goes on special, you know you get excited when that's when you know you're an adult.
Right, and you buy more than one pack.
Of course.
Because that's what adults do.
Okay, that's what adults do. But let's talk about some serious food deals, right? Okay. So at the moment, the icon. The icon. The way that people raged in the beginning of lockdown when there was no rotisserie chicken. Yo.
I cried at some point, like real
We all did. Tear. Okay, cool. But now, 2 for 150.
No.
You're a rewards member, aren't you?
I am, of course.
You know what? I'm gonna take 10 Rand off. 2 for 140. I can do that.
This doesn't happen. It's unheard of.
I can do that because that's given me special powers. I could just do things. Okay. The other thing that I absolutely love, and this is in all seriousness, with the veggie combo for me is absolutely amazing. Yeah. So you can see the selection here. You can pick any 4 for 120. Did I get that? Yeah. What?
Any 4.
Exactly, and you know what? 125. Any 4 for 125.
That's really good.
And the fact that you get all of this, it's going to challenge you. It's going to make you think, what can I do with all of that to get longevity for the whole month? And that's where we come in.
I love that. Okay,
so,
cool. Let's get down to business. I'm actually going to take
that.
Thank you, sir.
Let's talk about what I started doing. So we're going to do a Sunday lunch during the week. Yeah. And the biggest hack we're going to use is using our rotisserie chickens. Okay, cool. So we're going to... Rotisserie chicken's done. Then I've taken some from my veggie packs. What I've done is... Yeah, 4. So I've got the butternut. Yeah. I did a roasted butternut mash. Ooh, I love it. Okay. With the carrots, I did honey glazed carrots.
Look at those carrots. Wow.
With the beetroots, let's talk about the beetroots. I love beetroots, and I feel like people don't eat enough beetroots, and we need to start eating our beetroots. So what I've got is I've got a pot of water. Yeah. Can you guess if it's hot or cold? I'm going to cook the beetroot in it.
Can I guess if it's hot or cold? Well, it's on the stove, so it's definitely got to be hot.
It's cold.
Oh, why?
If a vegetable grows underneath the ground, you always start cooking it in cold water. If it grows above the ground, warm water.
Oh, my word.
Potatoes, carrots, parsnips, beetroots, underwater. If you think about the texture of a vegetable that grows underwater, it's always dense. It's always thick. It's not thick. It's always dense. Feel that? Okay. So what happens is
you could knock someone out with this.
You did.
But you shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
Obviously.
So if you take that and you put it into hot water, what's going to happen is the outside's going to start cooking before the inside does. So you're going to have a nice cooked outside, but the inside's still going to be a little firm. Okay. If you're putting it in cold water, it gradually heats up together and it evenly cooks your beetroot. So, beetroot, these have already been washed. They're beautiful, okay? These are going to go into the pot.
Great.
So these are going to slowly cook. And they do take some time. It takes about 35 minutes, depending on how big they are.
But because you also really do want to make sure that they really do cook all the way through, right? You want that.
You can eat raw beetroot, but not for today's process, what we're doing with it. Okay. Cool. So we're going to pickle our beetroots. In here, I've got some vinegar, right? So the process of pickling is having an acid and balancing it out with some sweetness. So, vinegar, I'll sweeten this today.
Sugar goes in there.
Sugar? Yeah. Okay. Depending on if you like it like nice and tart or nice and sweet, you can kind of like regulate how much sugar you add to it.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Chili, dry.
Oh, always.
It's not gonna be like in your face. It's gonna be like it's not gonna be a hot scream. It's gonna be a gentle hum.
Like a
what? Versus a exactly.
You know what I mean?
You're gonna get the first one. Right. Garlic.
Garlic goes in there.
If you keep your garlic whole, right, it's gonna start like perfuming the actual pickling liquid. and it's not going to be that intense, harsh garlic flavor. Keep that in mind when you cook with it.
You want to neutralize all of these flavors. You want them calm and toned down. Okay, cool.
Exactly. Pepper goes in, again, whole, and then my favorite.
Are those bay leaves?
Like just bay leaves. They just...
You still steal them from your neighbor's tree?
Why you gotta bring that up? I got new neighbors now. I got new neighbors now, and the reason I moved wasn't because of what happened when I...
Of course it wasn't.
No, but bay leaves, okay? Make friends with your neighbors, get them, but also get them at Woolies. They're absolutely amazing. Get them fresh, you can get them dried.
Yeah.
Just get them. Yeah. That's a pickling liquid. What's gonna happen is, as soon as that sugar's done cooking, as soon as it's dissolved in the liquid, you're done.
Okay.
When the beetroot come out, notice I kept the skins on?
Yes.
I just rub the skins off afterwards.
Because it becomes so easy. It becomes so soft.
Easy.
Okay,
chop it up however you like it. Do you like the crinkle cut slices?
I like it like this.
You like it chunky?
Like chunky, yeah.
Keep it chunky, add it the pickling liquid, put that in a jar, let it do its thing. It'll stay there forever, right?
Nice.
So you prep that before the time.
Yeah.
Next thing, onions.
There we go.
Crispy onions.
Okay.
Delicious.
Because I'm like crying now. I don't know if that's because of the onions.
It's because of the savings. It's okay. I mean, I would give you this, but I need this. Okay.
Yeah.
So first things first, if you're gonna make crispy onions, okay?
Yeah.
Think about it. Do you want nice and thick ones or do you want thin ones? Don't mix it up. Choose one style. Don't have a combination of some thick, some thin.
Yeah.
Because it has to cook in the oil.
Consistency is
the consistency. So I've got some thinly sliced onions here, okay?
Fabulous.
And then you're just gonna pop those. You're gonna separate them. It's gonna go into some flour.
Nice rings.
I'm gonna thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Well,
so
and ring for your marriage.
Marriage, you know? Put a ring on it. So, okay, onions go in, you're gonna give that a good dusting. Over here, I've got some buttermilk, and we've shown you how to make your own buttermilk before, okay? But today we just bought it. So buttermilk goes in.
You want it to be as convenient as possible. I mean, come on, let's be honest.
You do. Okay.
Some of the
Salt or pepper. I got some chili sauce going in. That's my secret. Always add extra flavor by adding that chili sauce to your buttermilk mixture. Give it a stir. Okay, get your oil on.
I just love the way it's all just like sort of prepped, right? So, because, for example, we didn't need to wash the beetroot. It's just done.
It's done?
In the pot. It's good to go. The same with your carrots, and Woolies does a really good job at that. You know what I mean? Making sure that it's really ready to go.
And also the fact that when it gets to you, it's at its peak when it comes to flavor and texture. And that says a lot. That's part of the initiative about farming for the future and making sure that the farmers are looked after.
Yes.
The soil, because I mean, without the soil, we got nothing.
We've got nothing. That sustainable farming conversation that Woolies is always pushing is a real one.
It's a real one.
I love that.
Absolutely. And another thing is their cold chain, right?
Yeah.
They are famous for their cold chain. That means that when you get your vegetables, have you always noticed that Woolies vegetables and fruits just last longer?
Yeah, they do. And they stay fresh for a long time.
They stay fresh for longer. That's because of the cold chain.
Okay.
That means you're going to get it at its best, but it also means there's going to be less waste, which is a huge thing. Okay, so
love that.
everything's looking good. So now that you've got your onions in here, okay, you're going to went from the dry to the wet.
Wet,
okay?
yes.
Now it's going back into the dry.
Okay, so that you're coating it.
So that you're coating it, and that wet acts as a glue.
And then you would get it in your pot.
What I always say is that put it aside for like 30 seconds, just to give the moisture a chance to absorb some of that liquid.
All right.
Flour, and then fry it.
Binds
and then you're good.
You're good to go. Look at this. It looks just so good. Listen, I want you to go on to woolworths.co.za and get the Woolies difference. But of course, the daily difference, check it out because all those savings are incredible. Go on to expressoshow.com if you want the recipe to all of this magnificent servings. Thank you, Clem.
No, thank you.
I'm going to have to take...
Have it all.
Yep. No. Okay, thanks.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Time now to close out the show with some true brilliance. Carla and Kirsty, Carl, are you guys ready? No, we're not. We're not ready at all. But that's the vibe. That's the magic of our Tuesday karaoke, baby. So the only rule is, okay, because you guys can sing, and I mean Carl as well, because you've got the chops, my friend. There is only one rule: you don't hold back. Are you with me?
Yes.
100%.
Okay, can I get the spiritual hands together there?
Don't hold back.
Come on! Okay, I know you guys love Queen. We love Queen.
We do.
Okay.
We do. The last time Kadla was here, all right, all I heard was this Queen song.
Exactly.
Match.
Almost impossible to sing, which is great because Freddie Mercury is one of the greatest vocalists of all time, but we're going to do it. We're going to give it a try, and this is kind of a totem song. This is a song that will hopefully inspire you to go and conquer your day. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, feel free to sing along at home. Time after time.
There we go.
Nice.
I've done my sentence, but committed my crime and bad mistakes. I've made a few.
Shame.
I've had my share of sand in my face, but I've gone through on. We are the champions, my friends. And we'll keep on fighting till the end. Yeah. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world.
Yes.
Okay.
I've taken my vows and my curtain calls. You brought me fame and fortune and everything that goes with it. I thank you all.
Bye, Rankiela.
But no better roses, no pleasure cruise. I consider it a challenge before the whole human race. And I'm gonna lose. I need to go on. We are the champions, my friends. And we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world.
Thank you.
Oh, that was
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. Well done.
Oh my
Carl, you
word.
outdid me there.
I was around.
We were so good.
I actually
Oh
backed
my
out.
goodness.
Pipes of steel, guys. Pipes of steel.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've never actually felt this. You know, I made a resolution at the beginning of this year that I was going to sing more.
You did say that.
That was the most.
You
I
sang.
sang the most that I could.
Killed it.
Oh, you guys are amazing. Thank you so
Champion.
much for
Champion.
letting us do that. Thank you for singing along at home. You better have been singing along at home. You can please post a video of your rendition on our social media pages.
Please
We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to see it. Guys, thank you so much. You can come back every week. Oh, you'll probably be back next week anyway. That's the vibe. But
Guys, I wish. Wow.
True
It's
that.
been such a pleasure being on the show with you guys this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being awesome.
They are the champions.
Awesome.
oh, champions
We're all
of the
the champions.
world.
Champions.
Of the world.
Yes.
Whoa!
Champions
Keep it going.
of the
That was,
Guys.
I can't decide if that was our worst or our best performance.
I feel like that was our best,
make
worst
a
performance.
remark.
That makes sense. That's what it was.
But we've also had such a beautiful show today. Thank you very much to all of our guests. What an inspiring show, and opening up to conversations around mental health. It's very important. So please speak to someone. There's always help.
Yep, we'll keep the SADC helpline online. Thank you to all of our amazing performers today, our chefs today, everyone who has made this show as spectacular as it is, and a big thank you to Chef Clem for providing our feast.
I'm so hungry.
Okay, I need some tomatoes.
What do you mean?
that.
My fridge is kind of empty right now.
Might need these later.
What? Okay. No, it's fine. Nothing.
Cool.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Have a lovely morning.
This time tomorrow morning. Love you. Cheers. Cheers.
This month, say it with flavor, taste, and aroma, so they'll know it was made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.